in February, with KCB 2 running out comfortable winners by, I think, 49 points to 10. So the game is about to get underway. KCB 2 versus Impala 2, and this is the lineup for KCB 2. Nesta Okach, Jerry Olola, and Nelson Nyandat in the front row. C. Sule and Emodor in as the locks. Bikagai, Imu Kaizi, and Gio Cheng as the back row, with Marlin Mukolwe, Stephen Osumba, Stafford Abeka, G. Maranga, Jeo Kwach, Ia Dunga, and Adon Opondo in the back row. And on the subs bench, you do have Georgia Sin, Georgia Tino, Ian Indimuli, Brian Munyali, P. Ombwayo, M. Kimwele, Billy Sabwa, and M. Wekesa. The head coach is Curtis Olago. That's a KCB 2 team. And on the Impala side, we do have Ed Iotieno, C. Chogo, M. Munywa, Pio Imbo, Efa Duda, Io Mondi, Elvis Oroko, and Valentino Cosmos as the skipper, with Bernard Rotich, L. Lionel as the fly half, Harrington Baka at inside center, with S. Chacha, Stephen Keter, Brian Opar, and Derek Moenga on as the back three. On the subs bench, you do have K. Murangiri, Otieno Nyamwaya, Iga Tungo, Jay Griffins, Patrick Mutuku, David Dindi, Jeremy Mwambu, and Bernard Ocheng. So 4 start there from KCB. I'm joined in commentary by Michael Kwambo, and it's Kenya Cup semi-finals. Just to reiterate that we started the season on the 16th of November 2018, so we are at the business stage of the season. Remember, the Kenya Cup final and Eric Charlie Shield finals will be played next week. Our center referee is Duncan Kyoko, assisted by Innocent Kimathi and Sami Ragia. So we do have kickoff underway by KCB, and Impala just putting that ball into touch. KCB will be playing from right to left, and Impala will be playing from left to right. Intriguing match day we do have here, both in Nairobi and Kakamega. Just to remind you that Cabras 2 are playing Homeboys 2 in the other semi-final. If Cabras 2 make it to the final, they will host the Eric Charlie Shield final against either of these winners. Here come KCB and Stafford Abeka already with a storming run. Ball is won there by Mali Mukolwe. Feeds it to Nelson Nyandat. Mukolwe again. Finds his forward runners there. That's Eli Mukaizi. Mukolwe trying to look for his runners here as Stephen Osumba puts that ball. Doesn't find touch, and Impala able to clear their lines. Kick downfield. Looks like a very good kick, but it's won there by Jay Okwach. Another poor kick there from Okwach, and here comes Impala. Cosmos now finds Jay Maranga. Maranga finds Stephen Keter. Keter goes into contact, presents the ball now to Bernard Rotich. Rotich flings out a pass here, finds Franka Duda. And Impala lose that ball there in contact. Mukolwe finds Emodor. Odor finds Abeka. Abeka coughs up the ball, but it goes behind, but the referee calls for early infringement. So it will be a KCB ball. The referee going to the first infringement. Storming start by both sides here as they try to get a platform, try and get into a rhythm for this game. Remember, the final is slated for next week. A venue to be decided in the next couple of hours on how the other semi-final will be played. And coming up at 4 p.m., we do have the Kenya Cup semi-final between KCB and Quins. Good scrum there from Impala as they try to shove KCB. KCB just retaining the shape and possession. Mukolwe has been very busy. Nyandat with a storming run there. Fends off one defender. Is able to present the ball to Mukolwe. Mukolwe with a pass there to his backs here. Stafford Abeka beats one, tries to beat a second defender. Presents the ball to Mukolwe. Mukolwe now finds man in jersey number 17 there. Gio Tieno. It's KCB on the attack here. They're seeing a lot of the ball. Nyandat trying to carry the ball hard and strong here. Mukolwe finds and KCB on the attack here. Can they finish this move? And that should be the opening try here for KCB. Absolutely well worked right there by the bankers. Alphonse Adunga there. Good hard running by the KCB forwards, and they're able to get some mismatches on the wing. And the opening try being scored by the defending champions as Osumba lines up this conversion. Good work by Adrian Opondo there. They had actually 2 men in support. They had Bika guy on Elfas Adunga's shoulder. And KCB strike fast here in this Eric Shirley Shield semi-final. Impala not putting pressure on the KCB receiver there as Mukolwe now. And that was a knock on there by KCB.
Then Homeboys player now plying his trade at Impala, looking for their first whiff of the KCB try line, but the ball is lost, and this is Kenya under 20 international Jeff Okwach racing clear to score the second try. Talk about taking your chances when they present themselves. That is what KCB have done. 2 fortuitous tries, and they're now 12-0 up with a conversion to come.
Well, handling it there from Impala, just as you're about to go on the open side, and Curtis Olago, the man there in your picture, must be smiling. Within 6 minutes, they are already 2 tries up. And Jeff Okwach, we saw his running skills and silky skills in the under-20 Bates Cup as Sumba there nails the conversion. So that takes the score to 14-0, and KCB off to a handy start here, punishing Impala's errors in this opening minutes of this game.
That was a pass from Lionel Liwa. It was spilt by Chacha. Jeff Okwach gifted the ball, and he was sure once he found himself in possession, racing clear to score under the post. Osumba sure with the conversion as KCB go 14-0 up. This is Eric Shirley Shield semi-final action coming to you from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Coming up at 4 p.m. will be the Kenya Cup semi-final clash between KCB's defending champions of the Kenya Cup and Kenya Harlequin, who finished third at the close of the league phase. Both teams will be looking to secure a foot in next weekend's final, which will be played in either Nairobi or Kakamega, depending on the result from the Stanbic Mwamba versus Kabras match, which also kicks off at 4 p.m.
KCB just clearing the lines there. They get the box kick there from Malid Mukolwe. So it's going to be another line-out throw for Impala. Yet to fire a shot in this opening stanza, trailing by 14 points to 0. Try scored by Elfas Adunga and Jeff Okwach. And the conversions by Osumba.
That was looking messy from the line out.
And the center referee saying that there was a high tackle there. It was a neck tackle. Don't know whose ball this is going to be. Sunny afternoon here in Nairobi, but the clouds look very ominous. We could expect a shower of rains maybe later in the course of the afternoon. But we do pray for favorable weather.
That's Mkolo with the quick tap, plays it through to Stafford Abeka, runs past 3 defenders, finds the floor. Impala attempting the counter-rack, but it is KCB still in possession. The short pass is played, and it is KCB just inching another meter forward. They have been clinical with their opportunities so far. The ball is spread out wide. This is Adunga. The reverse pass to Okwach. Okwach is on the floor. Adunga is there to secure the rack. Mkolwe playing it in. That is Calvin Sule. Mkolwe. And that was Nesta Okoch going to ground. Mkolwe. KCB just bringing their forwards into play here. We're into the 9th minute of the match. The referee awards KCB a penalty following an Impala infringement. They are certainly beginning to grow in stature as the action continues here. As you just catch a glimpse of some of the fans who have made their way for this fixture. Part of a double header, because at 4 p.m. is KCB against Quins in the Kenya Cup semi-final.
Yeah, KCB really getting on the front foot, really dominating the exchanges in contact and able to get over the advantage line. Impala yet to really fire a shot in these opening 10 minutes or so, and it's going to be a penalty attempt here by KCB just to keep the scoreboard ticking over. As Osumba lines up this penalty attempt for the Bankers. Remember, they are the defending champions of the Eric Shirley Shield as well as the Kenya Cup. Both won last year. KCB 2 beating, I think if I'm not wrong, we'll have to check, but they did beat Impala in the final last year. And of course, KCB beating Cabras 29-24 in the final last year, played on this same ground. Penalty attempt, I think, has sailed wide. It's going to be a 22-meter dropout for Impala. Need to settle down and get a bit of possession and play in the right areas if they're to get back into this encounter.
The 22-meter dropout is booted deep, but claimed by KCB. That's Okwach once again, seeing a lot of the ball in these early moments of play. That's Manasseh Odwor, hard running from the second row. There's a hint of a handling error there, but eventually the referee calls it. Some respite for Impala, as the referee and Stafford Abeka just engaging in a bit of banter. Of course, the referee having a word with both sets of captains.
Yes, Eli Mukaizi and Valentino Cosmos. Impala did make it to this stage by beating Nakuru by 22 points to 13 at the Impala Club 2 weeks ago. And KCB, of course, waiting for the winners of that game. So they are well rested for this encounter.
That's Adrian Opondo at scrum half. He brings in Nesta Okoch. Big Nesta Okoch, former Mwamba man. Mkolwe. And this is Calvin Sule, another one who has been busy for the Bankers in these opening minutes of the match.
Impala finally get their hands on the peel here. Bernard Rotich offs to play it safe, goes for the box kick. It's a massive kick there from Rotich. Question is, can Impala put pressure on Elfas Odunga there? No one really chasing for Impala, and Odunga has all the time in the world to look at where to place the ball. And does he find touch? No, he doesn't. And Impala now can get probably something there. That was Evans Omondi. Impala here trying to get something here in this game. Been guilty of a few errors in attack here. Already they lose that ball in the counter-attack. And it's KCB again on the attack here. Impala missing a golden opportunity just to pile pressure on KCB. And Adrian Opondo with a scything run here. Who does Opondo have in support? And that ball went into ground, but it's Osumba now here. Osumba.
This is Eli Mukaisi surging forward there. That was a lovely change of direction by Stephen Osumba, but eventually KCB penalized for the indiscipline on the floor.
Yeah, they held on to to that ball. Once you go onto the ground, you are scheduled to release that ball, but KCB holding to that ball on the floor, and just as they had created a bit of momentum there with that good run by Eden Opondo. Consider the run from Eden Opondo. He was just looking for support here. Gave out a pass, but ball wasn't well handled, but the ball was able to Osumba there. And Eli Mukaizi held onto that ball for too long. And the referee penalized the bunkers there. But so far, so good for KCB. Momentum, possession, and they're quite accurate when they're in the red zone here. It's going to be a line-out throw for Impala. As we approach the quarter-hour mark here at the Lions Den in Roraka, it's the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final between KCB 2 and Impala 2. The two teams have actually dominated this Eric Shirley Shield for the last couple of years. KCB 2 ending Impala's run last season. As Collins Chogo goes for the line out there, it's won there by Elvis Oroko. Bernard Rotich at the breakdown at scrum half. Impala now just trying to get a bit of momentum. Won there by Michael Munywa. Rotich again. It's won there by Lewa Lionel. Puts the kick, but Elfasa Dunga is equal to the task. Dunga is able to shrug off one or two defenders there from Impala. Presents the ball to Mukolwe. Mukolwe under pressure there from the Impala defense.
But eventually cleaned up there by Jeff Okwach. And KCB looking to embark on yet another searching run. That was another Kenya under-20 international. George Maranga has been rather quiet so far. Mkole with a change of direction. Is KCB driving forward. Marlin Mkolwe plays it through to Calvin Sule. Mkolwe. This is now Manasseh Odwor. Just a confirmation of the scores. It is KCB with the early 14-0 lead. Calvin Sule goes down in a heap but presents the ball. Seem to be toying around with Impala at this point of the game, but we still have 65 minutes in which the tide could turn. Mkolwe with the reverse pass. Mkaisi did not receive it well at first, but did well to keep it. There was a penalty infringement. The referee had been playing advantage and awards KCB the penalty. Do they go for the 3 or do they go for the corner and attempt to go for the 5 from there?
Yeah, KCB dominant in this opening quarter of this game. Impala really feeding on scraps in this opening 16 minutes of this encounter. It's KCB who are doing all the hard running. Really, the forwards led by Okach and Colin Sule and Manasseh Odwor are really getting over the advantage line. And Impala really have to ask themselves some very tough questions here as Osumba lines up this penalty attempt. His second of the afternoon. He missed the first one. First one drifted harmlessly to the right. And probably it could be second time lucky for him. KCB blooding a couple of youngsters we are seeing here with the likes of Jeff Okwach and Osumba. Samuel Asati playing for the first team as they try and build a team for the future as they're able to dominate this competition. Or the Kenya Cup for that matter. They're chasing a third Kenya Cup crown to equal the class of 2005, 6 and 7, which won the Kenya Cup 3 years in a row. The penalty attempt there from Okach sails wide. Not from Okach, but from Osumba sails wide, and it's going to be a 22-meter dropout for Impala. Meter dropout from Impala, and it just actually goes out there. KCB guilty of ball watching. Adrian Opondo muttering some words there. They say in rugby you shouldn't let the ball bounce because it can deceive you. But I don't know, Pondo, I think guilty in two minds, if I may say so. He thought he could get a favorable bounce, but ball went out. Remember, the winner of this game will face either Cabras Sugar or Homeboys 2 in the final. Venue to be known much later, or this in the course of the afternoon. Should Cabras win, they will host. I mean, if Cabras 2 win, they host the final. If they lose, KCB, by virtue of finishing second, will host the Eric Shirley Shield final.
And this is Adunga, just goes into contact there after being set up by Stafford Abeka. Furious counter-racking coming from Impala as they look to force the turnover. It is a contest for the ball there. And it is Bernard Rotich, Impala, successful in that contest for the ball. The veteran Paul Oimbo, closing in on his 40s, has been in this game for close to 2 decades. Has served club and country diligently. Started his rugby in Kisumu, played for Mwamba, played out the latter days of his career at Impala. And William Juguna, it is great to see an old faithful like Paulo Imbo still grinding it out in this day and age.
Yeah, very well. I mean, he's been part of the Impala team for quite a while now. And as you've said, 20 years plus is no mean feat. To get him playing at such a level is well done, is a testament to his fitness and to his longevity in the game. Curtis Olago, not very happy with the way things are going. But Impala get the penalty, and they'll get a line out here. For the very first time, they are in the 22 of KCB 2. Can they make it count with this line out? They trail by 14 points to 0 when these two clubs met in the Eric Shirley Shield early in the season. Impala were whitewashed by KCB 2. I think 49 points to 10. And already KCB making a statement of intent very early in this encounter.
This is Collins Chogo with the line out throw for Impala.
And the ball is actually turned over by Eli Mukaizi there. Missed opportunity for Impala just to get on the board here. And they will get a second bite of the cherry. But Eli Mukaizi read that line out so well. Sprang into the air there, and he was able to get his hands on the peel. And it's going to be a scramble here for Impala. Yet to get any points on the board. It's 14 points to 0 after 21 minutes of this game here at the Lions Den in Dwaraka.
Well, Impala will need to get points on the board, because should they score a try now, it just puts them within 9 or 7 points of KCB, depending on the outcome of the conversion, but keeping them well within reach of the bankers. But should they concede, you just feel that they will have to dig a lot deeper to, first of all, catch up and harbor any chances of claiming the win and a final next weekend. This is Bernard Rotich with the scrum feed for Impala. Furious drive coming from KCB. They look to have forced the turnover. They have the referee indeed even playing the advantage.
Missed opportunity there for Impala. They've been bullied at scrum time, and KCB dodge a bullet there. At first glance, it looked like the Impala scrum was actually going to get that good shove, but they were bullied at scrum time. And Osumba finds territory, and it will be line out throw here for KCB 2. Kenya Cup semi-final match day, as well as the Eric Shirley Shield match day. We do have another semi-final being played at the Kakamega Showground between Cabras 2 and Homeboys 2. And right here in Nairobi on the Thika Superhighway, it's KCB 2 leading Impala 2 by 14 points to 0. Mkolwe finds Calvin Sule. It's been a battering ram for KCB this afternoon, but they lose that ball. It's actually a turnover by Impala. Good counter-attacking there from KCB, and Impala just trying, beating their time, but did they get the turnover here? And the referee says there was a knock on there, and it's going to be a KCB ball. 14-0 the scoreline. Impala playing from left to right, and KCB playing from right to left here on this hot and interesting. Actually, the sun has disappeared and it's actually getting cooler on this second Saturday of the month of May 2019. Mkolo with the scrum put in.
You know, apart from those early tries by KCB, the game has really petered out into an evenly matched contest. Much as KCB are shading it in terms of possession and on the points, Impala doing their best to keep in touch. That was a bit of showboating from KCB, just keeping play alive. This is Calvin Sule, just looking to find himself some space before electing to go into contact. He does. The ball is played out wide once again. It's hard running from KCB. Nestor Koch to Nelson Nyandat.
And not able to shrug off a defender there and just get over the advantage lane, and that has been the difference for KCB. The forwards have been able to get over the advantage line and create a platform for the likes of Osumba and Okwach to run on the wings there. And so far it's KCB once again asking questions of the Impala defense, and Impala penalized there for offside. Center referee really policing the offside line very well. KCB 2 leading by 14 points to nil, and they will go to the corner here. It's going to be a line out throw here to be taken by Olola. Jerry Olola. The line out throw for the Bankers, who lead by 14 points to 0. 25 minutes gone. The game has petered out after a very frenetic start by the Bankers. They won't be too worried. They do have a 14-point buffer over the Saris from Gong Road. And KCB have looked very threatening with ball in hand, especially with their forwards. Line out throw was not the best by the Bankers, and it's snapped out there by Impala. That is
that's Steve Keter, former Kenya under-20 international. Quickly taken penalty. That's Chacha just getting a few more meters on the chalk for Impala. Rotate with the box kick, but it doesn't trouble Elfas Adunga back home. Plays it out wide. Jeff Okwach scored a long-range try, plays it through to Manasseh Odwor. The second row is racing clear, electing to go into contact, but Steve Keter did just enough to shove him out into touch. A bit of argy-bargy between these two players. Steve Keter, obviously a former KCB player, obviously knows his opponent in Manasseh Odwor very well, and obviously deciding to have a bit of fun with him.
Yeah, seemed to be excited that he made the tackle there, and Manasseh Odwor had a foot in touch, and Keter just doing enough just to put him off. And Impala there just dodged a bullet. Odwor had acres of space but just didn't have a supporting runner.
Marlin Mukolwe receives that from the poorly taken line-out throw from Impala. Impala have struggled with their line-out throws early on. We've seen them give away possession twice in quick succession for that matter. We do have men on the floor. Just hope it's nothing serious as the referee blows his whistle for a halt in play. 27 minutes played in the first half here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. It is the Bankers leading by 14 points to 0. Two early converted tries, in the opening 10 minutes, the difference between them and Impala. This is Marlin Mukolwe with the scrum feed. But the referee is going to ask for this to be taken again.
Referee having a word there with Nkimana Lotieno. The loose head side there for Impala. KCB have had a very dominant scrum so far. Actually got a penalty very much in their 22 when Impala were on the attack, won their ascendancy. Kolwe now to feed this ball into the scrum for the Bankers.
That's Mkolwe plays in Jeff Okwach. It takes 3 men to bring him to the floor. But KCB keeping the ball alive. A hint of a handling error there, but no. Able to create a third face from that penalty. Continue to drive forward, attacking down the right side. That is Manasseh Odwor, seeing a lot of the ball for KCB. There we go again. KCB coming ever so close to the Impala try line. This is Nestor Okoch with the step, elects to go into contact. As he have men arriving, takes a bit of time, but they do. The ball is available for Mkolwe. And this is Rocky Aguko.
Lost the ball there in contact, I thought. And the referee says he'll go for the early infringement. And KCB smelling blood, going for try number 3 here. Once again, not releasing the tackler. The third try looks to be in the offing for the Bankers here if they can keep the composure. And Impala just doing a lot of defending. At one point, you just feel that the dam will finally crack. And Nkolo just exchanging notes there with his back line. Do they move to the left or do they move to the right? It's going to be a KCB ball from the scrum put in. So Marlin Mukolwe, the scrum put in here. It's the dominance of the KCB scrum. Mukolwe again finds Okwach here. Adunga with a cut-out pass there, and that man gets his second try of the afternoon. Jeff Okwach. Try number 3 for the Bankers, and that try was definitely coming. Well worked try from the scrum, and third try of the afternoon for the Bankers. That takes the score now to 19-0 with the conversion kick to come.
In our picture there, the man who scored 2 tries in this half, Jeff Okwach. KCB going 19-0 up with the conversion to come, as William Juguna rightly puts it. But obviously just reward for the dominance that they have displayed over Impala, particularly in the last 10 or so minutes. Impala threatening a bit of a comeback, but petering out, first of all losing a line out deep in KCB territory, and then eventually losing territory and ceding more points with 8 minutes of the first half still to play. Conversion attempt sails inches wide. The scores remain 19-0. Steve Osumbo in our picture there, an alumnus of St. Mary's School, Yala, which has produced quite a number of players. You can see that well-weighted pass from Osumba first to Adunga. Adunga doing the sensible thing and knowing he had a man out wide who has pace to burn. Jeff Okwach was not going to decline that invitation.
So KCB just building a very healthy lead as we approach the final. 7.5 minutes, the score now reading 19 points to 0.
That is Lionel Liwa with the restart for Impala. I was about to say USIU because he used to play his club rugby for USIU before graduating in his first season with Impala. Steve Osumba with the kick downfield. The chase is on. Is anybody's ball. Steve Osumba retrieves that ball. He has a man in support. Talk about keeping up the chase. Has been perfectly executed there by Steve Osumba, creating an opportunity for KCB. They get a penalty deep in Impala territory. Mal Mukolwe is going to dance, and does he ground the ball? No, he doesn't, but creating a lot more anxious moments for Impala. You can see the resolve from the bankers. That is KCB still. Mukolwe plays it through Aguko. Impala defending desperately, but on the verge here of conceding a fourth try until the decision comes their way. The referee playing the advantage for the handling error.
Impala have dodged a bullet there with that kick, and can they get a counter here? Finally, Impala get their hands on the pill, but that was excellent play by the bankers. That kick, and Sumba able to play in a teammate, but that's not able to finish. Panadrotich here. Can Impala leaving off dangerously? They're not really getting over the advantage line here, playing it very safe. And that kick here, as Osumba, actually Okwach, retrieves that ball, but the referee saw an early infringement, and it's going to be advantage to Impala as we head into the last 5 minutes of this encounter here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB leading by 19 points to 0. 3 tries and 2 conversions. 2 of those tries scored by Jeff Okwach.
Five minutes still to play in this half. It is KCB leading by 19 points to 0. Line out throw being taken by the bankers. It is Jerry Olola bracing himself for the line out throw. Well, actually, it is an Impala line out to be taken by Collins Chogo. Once again, Impala losing line out in KCB territory. And William Juguna, that has been the story of Impala throughout this match so far.
Yeah, it's been the story of Impala this half. I mean, in promising positions, but not really taking advantage. They've had a couple of lineouts in KCB's 22, but they've not been able to really cash in on the opportunity.
The numbers continue to build up here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. It's catching a glimpse of some of the players from Kenya Harlequins, as well as some of the fans who are still streaming in. Remember, at 4 p.m. we do have the big one, the Kenya Cup semi-final between defending champions KCB and Kenya Harlequin, who got through to the semis by virtue of that 29-24 win over Impala in that playoff match 2 weeks ago. The referee having a word with the Impala medic, Chris Makacha. Some fans there just ensuring that they look their best, probably in anticipation of watching the replay of this match or
yes,
catching the live stream, William Juguna.
Yeah, they all seem to be dolled up and made up for this semi-final showdown. As my co-commentator Michael Kwamba said, 4 p.m. it's a big one between Quins and KCB. Quins qualifying for the semi-finals after beating Impala 29-24 in the quarterfinal match a fortnight ago at the RFA ground. Big test for them, having lost the Enterprise Cup semi to Cabras last week by 54 points to 11. And of course, KCB also lost to Impala 11 points to 10 in the other semi-final. As we catch a glimpse of some of the fans who've come.
Yeah, in our picture there, Philadelphia, Orlando, Kenya Lionesses captain, and sitting next to her is Doris Mwanzia, former Kenya Lionesses team manager and the mother of Lionel Liwa, who is playing for Impala in this particular fixture. Obviously great to have support from your parents in your extracurricular activities such as rugby. This is Stafford Abeka with the carry. Marlon Mukolwe. This is Adunga. Plays it to Jeff Okwachi. Had a bit of trouble fielding that ball. The cover defense coming from Keter, who is enjoying every bit of going against his former teammates from KCB. I think he should just focus on playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. He should just focus on playing the game and just not trying to settle scores on the pitch or personal scores. I mean, the most important score is the scoreboard. And that's where Impala are really trailing. They trail by 19 points to 0 as we come into the last 1.5 minutes of this encounter here at the Lions Den. It's the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final. We do have another semi being played at the Kakamega Showground between Cabras Sugar and Homeboys 2. We shall be updating you on that scoreline. Impala finally get the line out functioning there. Try to get a maul. It's very slow, but it's able to build itself. But the referee penalizes Impala yet again. Obstruction in the maul there. The referee just explaining his decision there. You could see the word obstruction coming out of his mouth.
Well, William, I didn't know that you're a lip reader. It's good to know that you've got some other skills as well.
It had to be obstruction, nothing else there, absolutely. And Impala missing an opportunity just to keep KCB under pressure and probably get a points on their own as Jerry Olola lines up this line-out throw for the Bunkers, who lead by 19 points to 0. Haven't fired on all cylinders, but the chances that they've had, they have taken and they have dominated.
Once again, the ball is claimed in the air. Furious maul from KCB. Marlon Mukolwe just marshalling his troops as they gain valuable ground. The Impala tri-site is beckoning. KCB going to walk this one home. They certainly do have the confidence. They certainly have the momentum. The ball is at the base of that maul. Mukolwe is just looking for it. You can hear Paulo Imbo on the Impala side just urging his team to remain calm. And they do remain calm and force the turnover by virtue of a KCB infringement.
KCB just showing the dominance up front there in the forwards. Maul really was able to gain a life of its own then, able to get almost 10 to 15 meters. Was not able to finish it off with a try, but it's a weapon that KCB are probably going to use for the second half, as the referee has a word with Impala forwards there. And he changes his decision yet again, so it's going to be a KCB penalty. And just when we thought that Impala had dodged a bullet, the referee changes the penalty to KCB, and KCB will have another attacking line out here. As Jerry Olola lines up another line-out throw here for the Bunkers. Can they finish the first half with a flourish and get the fourth try of the afternoon? Remember, it's the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final. The winner of this game will face either Cabras Sugar 2 or Homeboys 2, who are playing as we speak at the Kakamega Showground in the county of Kakamega.
This is KCB driving forward once again. Marlin Mukolwe looks for that ball. He has a whiff of it. Just plays it close to Stafford Abeka. He loves contact and goes into contact there. Penalty advantage with Impala. They survive once again.
Yeah, they've dodged a bullet there for the second consecutive time. KCB making an attacking raid, and that should be halftime score here. It's halftime here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB 2 leading Impala 2 by 19 points to 0. Dominant spell by the Bankers, who lead 19-0, 3 tries, 2 conversions. And Impala have a lot of work to do in the second half if they are to get back into this encounter. They have been second best for long spells in almost all facets of play. And here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka, it's KCB 2-19, Impala 2-0, as we take you through the highlights of the first half. On a very warm, sunny afternoon in this second Saturday of the month of May 2019.
And this was Jeffrey Okwach racing clear to score the second try for KCB. This one coming off a handling error. But KCB went into a very quick start. Tries within the opening 10 minutes put them 14-0 up. And then this was some hard work done by Adrian Opondo on the offload. And Alpha Sadunga there has been quite busy for the Bankers. He has also been assured at fullback, wielding the pressure that's coming through. That was a big hit that came from Manasseh Odwar. Kati Solago just probably urging his players to use a lot more finesse as compared to Braun. It was a scything tackle. Once again, Manasseh Odwar lost the ball there in contact. Another one who's been busy there for KCB, Calvin Sule, and then Jeff Okwach and Manasseh Odwar linking up well there. And this was the moment Adunga played that final pass to Jeff Okwach, who landed his brace, putting KCB 19-0 up. Remember, this is the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final coming to you from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. We still have the second half to come, and we'll see you on the other side of halftime.
Magnificent athlete. Rhodesia wins.
I started playing rugby in high school. From there, I joined Mean Machine. I went to 2 schools, Highway and St. Mary's. After that, I joined Mean Machine. That was back in 2008. Then I joined KCB for a month and a half. I had not settled down. I was looking for a place where I could easily settle down and, let me say, camouflage with the team. Then after that, when Homeboys Rugby started, I joined them. And I've been in Homeboys ever since. I'll see the growth of the club. from a place whereby you would actually win nothing, just participate, to a place whereby you're forced to reckon with. That can be my biggest achievement in this club as a player, because when we started it was a bit wishy-washy. I remember our first ever game that we actually celebrated was a win against Quins in the Kenya Cup, and then return, it was quite an interesting loss. Then after that, loss as from 2013, the team started growing to a point whereby you can win sevens with the maximum points. You can lead the Kenya Cup table. That's quite something to take home. Personally, look at growth as a rugby. So in Kenya, I would start with actually my coach, Paul Murunga, because he played rugby, and now he's in actually giving back through mentoring as well as coaching. I would go as well as Kipto. He's actually advanced on the pitch and off the pitch, which is quite remarkable. Who else would I would look at? Quite a number of players who have achieved on, like Benjamin Aimba. Right now he's actually giving back, and he was excelled on and off the pitch. So those are my locally. When it comes to international, funny thing is I look forward to a player who does not play the same position as I do. I look like Quid Cooper, because right now he's actually off the pitch and he's actually more successful than he was on the pitch. So that in itself shows character, which is what builds a player. Considering the position I play, I might play for a few more years, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3. But for Homeboys, I see the team growing. Considering you can have players who was young as 18, 19, being given a chance to play against veterans in the 7s and in the 15s, such opportunities, that shows a club that is growing. And if you want to see any growth in any organization or any team as it is, look at the forthcoming, don't look at the current situation that they're in. So if you have players who are 18, 19 playing against, and it's always a privilege as a senior player seeing the person who's supporting you is actually a younger player looking up to you. It's quite something. Personal achievement, I see myself winning the Kenya Cup before actually hanging my boots, and I see, because there's a program we run every Sunday called King's Rugby Development Academy, whereby we bring kids from Kibera, actually around 300, train rugby with them, and then they're fed and they're taken back to Kibera. So in the future, I see me participating more and giving back to the community through the Kibera initiative run by King's Rugby.
When I joined the University of Nairobi in 2016, I came to this club. When I just came for training, the first week I was selected in the first team. So I carried the ball hard, and then people started calling me number 9. And then it came in the brotherhood in the team. So the players started calling me number 9 baby. And then it changed. The number 9 was removed, then it remained baby. Yeah. I can say it's just, it's how you plan your schedule. Like for me, most of my classes, I prefer my classes being in the morning, like from, for example, from 8 to around 11. Then another class from around 2 to like 4. Then after that, you take a break a little, then you come for the training at 5 p.m. My idol is Amonde, Andrew Amonde, the former captain of the national sevens team. I like the way he plays. His training, when he uploads his training, it's okay, superb. I like it.
To get the second half underway here for this Eric Shirley Shield semi-final, pitting Kenya Harlequin, pitting KCB 2 and Impala 2. 19-0 the scoreline in favor of the Bankers as the second half is about to get underway. Liwa Lionel gets the second half underway for Impala, who have a lot of work to do here if they're to get into this game. That is won there by Paul Oimbo. Oimbo gives another ball to Evans Omondi. Rotich there allows Emmanuel Otieno just to carry the ball for a meter ahead. It's all Impala here. This opening 2 minutes here, this game. Emmanuel Otieno again carries the ball hard and strong, but the ball has been turned over by KCB, but the referee says illegally, so it's going to be an infringement for Impala here. What do they do? Do they go to the corner? And they go for the penalty here to be taken by Brian Opar. Can Impala get their first points on the board this afternoon? Opar lining up this penalty attempt for Impala. They trail by 19 points to 0. Can they get their first points of the afternoon in the first minute of the second half? Opar lining up this penalty. Opar's penalty, and it drifts wide. It had the distance and had the legs, but not the accuracy as Jeff Okwach shrugs off one Impala defender. KCB very quick off the mark there with that penalty attempt as Osumba puts the ball downfield. It's won there by Keter. Finds Rotich here. Rotich now finding man in jersey number 6, Evans Omondi. Omondi now finds Otieno. Manal Otieno, loose head prop. Rotich again. Lionel Liwa. Mwenga. Haven't seen so much of him in this encounter. Rotich flings out this pass now to Munywa. Munywa finds Keter again. Impala getting a bit of possession here, playing much better than they did in the actual first half here. First plays, couple of possession. Rotich here again. Rotich changes direction, finds Opar. Opar now with a good run there. Does he have support? Opar here. Can he deliver the ball to Rotich? Rotich now finds Valentino Cosmos, the skipper. Impala smelling blood here. Their best opportunity, the best opportunity of the entire match here. It's a very slow ball coming in, but it's still with Impala here. Can they make it count? They have been scoreless in this 43 minutes so far, but the best opportunity here to get on the scoreboard. Impala smelling blood here. Rotich again, trying to link play here with his backs and forwards. Can Impala finish this now? And they will get a try here. And the try has been given. Impala finally get the opening try of the second half. Finally, they get their hands on the pill, and after sustained pressure, Impala get on the scoreboard. And that takes the score now to 19-5 with a conversion kick to come. Opar now with the penalty attempt for Impala. And after sustained pressure there, Impala finally get their try. Brian Opar now, who missed his first attempt at goal. The second one, and he misses it, so it's 19-5. Strike there scored by Hannington Baka. And Impala very much back into this game. And what a way to start for Impala. So the kickoff here to be taken by Osumba. And Impala penalized there from the kickoff. Hilary Braza, the man in the picture there, just catching a glimpse of the action before Impala for Quins get underway here at 4 p.m. That was a lightning break from Impala, but they've been turned over by KCB. Mukolwe finds Abeka. Abeka finds Mukaisi. Mukaisi held up there by the try scorer Hannington Baka. Mukolwe again finds Olola. Mukolwe finds the two-time try scorer Okwach. KCB here just building good possession and first play here. Mukolwe again tries to beat his time there. Finds Nyandat. And Impala penalized. And it's going to be KCB with the ball. Snapshot of the crowd who've come to catch a glimpse of this Eric Shirley Shield action. And of course at 4 p.m. the big one between Quins and KCB. As we enter into the business stage of the Kenya Cup season.
Indeed, and William Juguna, that try by Impala early in the second half, crucial try for them. Big question is, will they be able to keep in touch with the bankers? This part of the crowd that is here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka, as that penalty is booted deep into Impala territory by Stephen Osumba. He has had a couple of Kenya Cup games under his belt this season. KCB have looked lethargic at times, but lethal every time they got into the Impala half, particularly in the first half, for fading off in the final 10 or so minutes. Big question is, can they maintain that, or will they allow an Impala comeback? Both teams have struggled with their lineouts all afternoon. The ball is claimed here by Stafford Abeka, and he is going to go under the chalk for the 4th try of the afternoon. 24-5 to the Bankers. KCB on course to qualify for the Eric Shirley Shield final here, restoring that 19-point deficit they had over Impala.
Absolutely, very easy try there for Stafford Abeka. Ghosting through a hole there in the Impala defense. No one laid a hand on him, and Abeka cruising through there like a knife through butter. And KCB respond, and with Osumba with the conversion now, that will make it a 21-point ball game here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka.
They just saw that, but it doesn't take away the fact that everybody was caught ball watching at the lineout. This has been the story of the afternoon. It was just fortuitous that Stafford Abeka had the awareness to claim that ball and race clear for the 4th try of the afternoon for KCB.
So 26-5, and matters just getting more difficult for Impala here. Elia Dunga been very nippy, very comfortable at fullback for KCB. A couple of substitutions I can see. Ian Indimuli has come. Ian Indimuli just plays one way. He's a battering ram, as Impala now have work to do here as they try to get the turnover here, the breakdown. The referee's arm is out here for an advantage to KCB, and it's going to be a scramble to the Bankers. It's going to be a scramble here for the Bankers, deep in their half here. 26-5 the scoreline. This is the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final between KCB 2 and Impala 2. KCB 2, they're defending champions. The winner of this game will face either Cabras 2 or Homeboys 2 in the final. If Cabras 2 are able to beat Homeboys 2 in Kakamega, they will host the final. And if Homeboys 2 are able to win, then it will be advantage to KCB because they will host the final here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. Line out throw here for Impala. Can they make it count? As you can see the man there with the whiteboard, Curtis Olago. Played for Impala, played for KCB, and also is an alumni of Nairobi School.
He also had a stint at Nondi's, having started his club rugby with Kisumu RFC. This is Bernard Rotich. Impala just attacked the short side. That was Moenga. It's a lot more lively from Impala in the second half. Searching run from Oroko. This is Rotich, just delayed before going into contact. He is brought down on the tackle there by James Ochieng. James Ochieng has an uncanny resemblance to Rocky Aguko. He is the captain of this KCB side. It is Impala within striking distance of the KCB try line. We are 12 minutes into the second half, 26-5 in favor of the Bankers, who are in the green and blue hoops. Impala in the black and red strip.
Referee's arm is out for an advantage here, so it's going to be, shoot the ball. It's going to be advantage to Impala here as they try and go for the line drive.
Indimuli, one of the KCB second half replacements, just making his presence felt there, throwing his body on the line, curtailing the movement from Ochieng, but the ball is spread out wide by Impala. Another try scoring opportunity. Will they be able to score that try? Steve Keter had a glimpse of the try line but was unable to get it over the chalk. But as William Juguna had rightfully mentioned, the referee was playing the advantage. Another stab at getting points on the board for Impala.
Yeah, KCB very good defense, but the referee's arm was out. And Impala there, and Impala playing distress This is attended to as Impala now configure what they're going to do here. What option do they take? Snapshot of the crowd which has come to catch a glimpse of the action. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m., it's the Kenya Cup semi-final pitting the home side and the champions KCB against Harlequins. Quins finishing third in the group phase, KCB finishing second. And when the two sides clashed in the Kenya Cup, KCB won both encounters, 22 points to 13 and 24 points to 10. So you would say that they are marginal favorites, but sport has an uncanny way of throwing surprises. And only a fool will write off Harlequins in this encounter. To win or bust, the winner advances to the final. And the other semi-final being played in Kakamega between Kabras and Stanbic Mwamba. There's a stoppage in play here as we await the referee to get play underway. There was an Impala player on the floor who was injured. In your picture there, you can see Tyson Okoth giving words of wisdom to Impala second team. We're trailing by 26 points to 5. And we still do have 26 minutes to go for this game to end. Steve Keter there thought he had the try line beckoning, but good defense coming in from Colin Sule and Manasseh Odwor, but the referee had already played was playing advantage in favor of Impala. Next weekend we do have the Kenya Cup finals on the 18th of May, and the Enterprise Cup final will be played on the 25th of May. So lots of rugby action coming your way in the next 2 weeks, exclusive and live on Bamba Sport. So it's going to be an Impala scramble. As you see the fans is conversing there. Can Impala make this count and just make this game a little bit more entertaining with 25 odd minutes remaining? This Eric Shirley Shield semi-final. KCB 2, remember, are the defending champions of the Eric Shirley Shield. Impala 2 had a decent spell with it last couple of years before relinquishing the crown last year. And KCB with 4 tries and 3 conversions. Bernard Rotich now to feed this ball into the scrum for Impala. In the 22 of KCB 2, can they make this count? Give themselves a glimmer of hope of wrestling this tie. And it's a decent scrum there from Impala here. Referee's arm is out for an advantage.
And Bernard Rotich looks for that ball. KCB been able to curtail the pressure. Rotich looks to have gotten a hand to that ball. He is consulting his assistant. The try has been awarded.
And finally the pressure has paid off. And Impala get their second try of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 26 points to 10. Don't know if the referee has awarded a penalty try or he's just given a try there. But Impala do get their second try of the afternoon. as we approach the hour mark here in this Eric Shirley Shield semi-final here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka off the Thika Superhighway. The pass conversion is successful. That takes the score now to 26-12. And had he lined up that first penalty and the conversion in his first try, Impala would only be 9 points behind entering the final 20 minutes of this game.
Can see the determination there from Bernard Rotich. Just kept playing to the referee's whistle. As the ball was loose, the KCB forwards thought that they had done enough to stall the pressure that was coming from Impala, but it is Marlin Mukole's former classmate from the university, from the Kenyatta University, Bernard Rotich, who grounds that ball. Ochieng is the man who has been receiving attention from Chris Makacha, long-serving Impala physio. Has been with the club for over 20 years. Billy Isabwa is on as a second half replacement for Steve Osumba, and he gets play restarted here. Still have 20 minutes to play. Impala just 14 points adrift of KCB. Marlin Mukole with the ball, and that was a brilliant inside pass there. Beautifully taken by El Fasadunga. Manasseh Odwor, he now has Adrian Opondo in support. Opondo goes into contact. Impala defending desperately. Referee just urging Impala players to watch the offside line. A ball carried forward by Ian Indimuli. KCB looking for a response. This is Mkolwe. He elects to take matters into his own hands. James Ochieng, a ball claimed there by Jerry Olola. KCB looking for an immediate response after conceding that try from Bernard Rotich. They do have a 14-point lead over Impala. This is Eric Shirley Shield semi-final action coming to you from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. The ball is once again played out wide. KCB attacking down the right channel. Once again, the assistant referee just advising the match referee on an infringement that he had spotted. And the Bankers losing the momentum as they went in pursuit of points. They do have a man who has been sent to the bin. It looks like Jerry Olola. It actually is Jerry Olola making his way to the bin for the next 10 minutes. Ball is booted downfield for penalty. Impala will retain the ball for the line-out throw.
Yeah, KCB down to 14 men with less than 20 minutes to go in this encounter. They have a healthy 14-point advantage here over the Saris. Can Impala now cash in on the one-man advantage here? So it's going to be a line-out throw here to be taken by Kenneth Murangiri. Good take there from Impala, but it's a bit messy at the line-out. But Rotich is able to get his hands on the peel here. And another dropped ball there by Impala. A knock-on just as they're about to launch us an attack into KCB territory.
Yeah, Duda just took his eye off the ball for a minute.
It's been the story of Impala this afternoon. A lot of handling errors, missed opportunities. And just getting a latest score from Kakamega Showground in the other Eric Shirley Shield semi-final. Was at Homeboys were leading 6-3 at halftime. So if things remain the way they were in Kakamega and here at the Lions Den, that we'll have the Eric Shirley Shield final being played here between KCB 2 and Homeboys 2, but that's all dependent on the scores remaining the same. So Rotich with a scrum put in for Impala. Impala 2, 16 minutes to go. KCB leading by 26 points to 12. They led at 19-0 at halftime, and that's an error from Impala. And this could be fatal for them. Mukolwe flings out a pass here to Adriano Pondo. Pondo being held up by the Impala defense, but that's a costly error from Impala. And KCB just can't take advantage there. Another handling error from the Impala backline. And it's KCB making all the hard running here as they smell try number 5, Mukolwe. Changes direction.
The change once again in direction by Adunga. Mukolwe plays that ball out wide.
Another penalty here to KCB 2. Impala breaching the offside line, so it's going to be advantage to KCB. And once again, it all started from that handling error by the Impala backs, just as we're about to launch into an attack here. It's been the story of the afternoon for this second string Impala team. Guilty of a lot of handling errors. So KCB get a penalty, and Alpha Sadunga has to ensure that the scoreboard is ticking. Dunga lining up this penalty attempt. Dunga's kick is successful. That takes the score now to 29 points to 12. Meaning Impala have to score 3 tries and get 2 conversions to be in the lead, and game just slowly slipping out of their way here. The semi-final of the Eric Shirley Shield. Jeremy Mwamba with the restart for Impala. That's a knock on there by Adunga, having done all the hard work. And this should be a try here.
Well, it isn't.
Was he tackled without the ball there? And the referee has awarded the try. He has awarded the try there.
It is a penalty try that has been awarded to Impala. As he said, there was a hint of that infringement there by KCB. In discipline, really, that wasn't called for. Tackling the player without the ball. Penalty try has been awarded, and the scores now 29-19. Only 10 points separating the two sides. Impala must maintain the momentum. KCB must keep their heads. It's as simple as that, with about 13 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka.
And literally out of nothing, Impala getting a 7-pointer. So with 10 minutes to go, can they keep up the momentum and the pressure and the intensity to rival KCB? As Billy Sabwa now lines up the restart for the Bankers. who looked home and dry at one point, but game is now probably on a knife edge here. Can Impala show the composure and the street smarts to get another try and really set the cat amongst the pigeons?
They've certainly been the best team so far in the second half. KCB comfortable to sit back, but having the advantage swing their way. There are two KCB players in the bin, Jerry Olola and Alpha Sadunga. The bankers are playing with 13 men, but certainly finding themselves in an attacking position. What can they do?
Martin Mukolo with the scrum put in. 29-19 the scoreline. That's good scrum there from Impala. And they get the penalty there from the referee. KCB just losing a bit of their way here as we enter into the last 10 minutes of this encounter. And so Par goes to the corner, gets the possession, and Impala will be smelling blood. The question is, can they get a bit of that composure and accuracy to test the KCB defense in the final 10 minutes of this encounter?
This is Murangiri with a line-out throw for Impala. Once again, this has been the story of the afternoon, William Juguna.
Yes, Impala not getting the line-out jumpers or the line-out functioning the way they would like. And they'll get a second bite of the cherry. Question is, can they show a bit of composure and possession and try and stretch this KCB defense? Because a converted try takes them to within 3 points. And the referee says that line-out throw was not straight, so he gives a free kick to KCB. Mukolwe, Ian Indimuli, the battering ram. Mukolwe.
This is Jeff Okwach to Stafford Abeka. Presents the ball. Mukolwe once again brings a man into play. The ball is lost in contact. It is Impala surging forward. They trail by only 10 points. 9 minutes remaining in this semi-final at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. The ball is booted downfield, claimed by Jeff Okwach. Looks to embark on a searching run. He lost that ball on the tackle. Impala have forced the turnover.
The momentum shift is swinging towards Impala. KCB guilty of coughing up possession in attack there. We didn't see those mistakes in the first half. They were quite clinical, quite sharp. And from a 19-point lead at halftime, it's just down to 10 with 8.5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter here. Remember, latest score at halftime was that KCB was that Homeboys were leading Impala. No, Homeboys were leading Cabras 2 by 6 points to 3. It's going to be a scramble for the visitors. Impala 2. Remember, it's the Eric Shirley Shield semi-finals. KCB the defending champions in both the Eric Shirley Shield and the Kenya Cup. Rotich here, the scrum put in. It's a decent scrum from Impala. And it's a good run there from Impala here. Evans Omondi Can Impala finishes off here?
That's Jeremy Griffin's. Impala certainly looking to finish with a flourish. The ball has been turned over by KCB. It's taken the experience of Ian Indimuli to force that turnover for the bankers. Marlin Mukolwe with the box kick downfield. It is only into the hands of
Brian Opar.
That's some hard running from Opar. Advantage KCB there once again.
Missed opportunity there for Impala 2. Opar had made a very good run, but just didn't have support at the breakdown, and KCB are able to dodge a bullet with 6 minutes to go. They need to play in the right areas of the pitch. A couple of errors on their side here from KCB 2 as we enter into the last couple of minutes of this encounter here at the Lions Den. Coming up at 4 p.m. is the Kenya Cup semi-final between Quins and KCB, and the other semi-final, of course, being played at the Kakamega Showground between Kabras and Mwamba.
The line-out throw for KCB is claimed by Brian Munyali. And this is Jeff Okwach. Has been quite busy for KCB. Stafford Abeka, he is eluding the tackles. Eventually hits the ground. The clearance is good from the bankers. Marlin Mukolo with a change of direction. Ball eventually claimed by James Ochieng. Mukolwe with a change in direction. Plays that ball to Ian Indimuli. He has a man in support. That man is Jerry Olola, back on the field of play after his 10 minutes out in the sin bin. Jeff Okwach seeing a lot of the ball here, making himself busy and available from situations.
Once again, Impala guilty of not policing the offside line. And the referee penalizes them for the umpteenth time this afternoon. 5 minutes to go here. And probably Impala have missed a very good opportunity to strike fear into the KCB ranks, especially when they had that momentum a few minutes ago, as Marlin Mukolo just now looks to keep the scoreboard ticking. And the penalty attempt by Mukolo is successful. So that probably takes the sting out of the Impala momentum. That takes the score to 32 points to 19.
And more importantly, William Juguna, it also gives KCB some breathing space heading into the final 6 or 7 minutes of the match. Remember, there have been a few stoppages and we don't know how much time the referee will add on. The restart for Impala is by Jeremy Mwambu, son of former Kenya international Joe Muniafu, a member of that famous Muniafu clan, which has produced the likes of Max Muniafu as well. And this is Manasseh Odwor. He has had an ongoing feud with Steve Keter all afternoon and just takes him out there as he goes into contact. This is Olola, back with a vengeance after his 10-minute spell in the bin. Ian Indimuli presents that ball. Mukolwe is on hand to clean it up for KCB. Plays it to Billy Sabwa, just looking to stretch the Impala defense, but there was a hint of the ball traveling forward. Yes, it did travel forward. Impala survive.
Yeah, it was a hint of a forward pass there as KCB wanted to get that ball out wide to Edwin Opondo. So Impala will get a crack at this KCB defense in this final 3.5 minutes of this encounter. But as my co-commentator Michael Kwamba said, we don't know how many minutes the referee is going to add for the various stoppages. Remember, it's the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final between KCB 2 and Impala 2. KCB 2, the defending champions, looking to defend the crown they won last year. Rotichu the scrum put in. KCB and Impala with the dominant at scrum time. Attempted a pass, wasn't the best of passes. And Eric actually Evans Omondi misses out, and opportunity gone begging for Impala. And with 2.5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter, looks like KCB have 1 foot in the final. Question is, will the final be played here or will it be played in Kakamega? We shall let you know in due course.
Michael Kimwele is on as a late replacement for Marlon Mukolwe, son of former Kenya international Andy Kimwele. KCB just looking to run down the clock here. They have a healthy 13-point lead over Impala, but certainly have not been the sharpest team in the second half. Ball travels forward. It is claimed eventually by KCB. That was Maranga. The pass to Manasseh Odwor, hard running from the lock. Does he have men in support? He doesn't. He loses the ball as he attempted to offload it. It's Impala who have forced the turnover, and they do get the penalty for that. KCB indiscretion. Coming up at 4 p.m. is the Kenya Cup semi-final between Kenya Harlequin and KCB. That match taking place at this very venue from 4 p.m. And at the same time in Kakamega, we do have the second semi-final in the Kenya Cup between Kabras Sugar and Stanbic Mwamba. The winner of that match will meet the winner of this upcoming match in the final next weekend. Alpha Sadunga is also back on the field of play after his 10 minutes in the bin. Looks at that ball, kicks it. That was Adrian Opondo looking to get under it. KCB guilty of not rolling away. The advantage is handed to Impala. In terms of KCB's performances, William Juguna, it has been Jekyll and Hyde. A very clinical performance in the first half. They seem to have left that clinicism in the changing room. Have been error-strewn in the second half. Impala have shown up for the second half, but the 13-point buffer has been a buffer too far for them.
Yes, absolutely, yes. KCB did all the hard work in the first half, and really Impala had to chase this game in the second. And that was a knock on there from Impala. It's going to be a scrum put in here for KCB, as we have done the 80 minutes. Time is up, and it looks like KCB will be playing in the Eric Shirley Shield final. And Impala here getting an opportunity, a snaffle here of a try opportunity, and it's going to be advantage to them. Was a knock on there from the bankers.
He did. Miles, really quick.
It's going to be a scrum put in here for Impala. Bernard Rotich.
This is Bernard Rotich with the scrum feed for Impala. They are chasing the game 13 points down, but with the momentum there, that could be a 50-50 call. Will it send Jeff Okwache into the bin? I've seen cards dished out for his kind of action. Obviously, he was reaching out for that ball, but it just bounced off his hand. We've seen referees not hesitate to send a player to the bin for 10 minutes. Impala looking to finish this game with a flourish. They need 2 converted tries to overhaul KCB. Can they get them? This is Edwin Gatungo just surging forward for the Bankers. Actually surging forward for Impala. Polo Imbo carries that ball another 2 or 3 meters forward. Penalty advantage is with KCB. Well, William Jiguna, KCB's game management in the second half has been wanting. They really have just gotten by the second half.
Absolutely, yes. It's been a bit poor. Probably they took their feet off the gas pedal when they were leading 19-0 and not been very clinical in the second half. And I'll just confirm to you a latest scoreline there from Kakamega between Homeboys 2 and Cabras 2. The referee playing added time. "80 minutes are up." Referee playing added time in this encounter here. And a shocker of a result from the Kakamega Showground is that Homeboys have beaten Cabras Sugar 13 points to 10 in the Eric Charlie Shield. So KCB2 will host the Eric Charlie Shield final next week here at the same ground.
That's Brian Munyali claiming that ball from the line-out. As William Juguna rightly puts it, it will be KCB against Homeboys for the Eric Shirley Shield. Homeboys looking to complete a season that has been rather disappointing for them. They were contenders for the Kenya Cup and Enterprise Cup, exiting both competitions rather early. They left the Enterprise Cup in the first round of action, failed to make the playoffs in the Kenya Cup. The only hope now lies in the Eric Shirley Shield. Meanwhile here Impala looking to get some respectability on the scoreline. KCB defending furiously with precious little left. The penalty advantage remains with Impala. That was a bit clumsy from Bernard Rotich, but he reacted quick. Plays that ball to Nyamwaya. This is Paulo Imbo. He's played the full 80 for Impala here. Edwin Gatungo has been one of the players behind Impala's resurgence in the second half, giving the forwards a lot more momentum. KCB just happy to grind it out here in the dying moments of the match. But they need to keep their discipline. They conceded a penalty try that brought Impala to within 10 points of their lead. It really doesn't matter as the referee blows for full-time. Full-time score from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. 32-19 to the Bankers. They will be playing Homeboys in the Eric Shirley Shield final next weekend. Homeboys defeating Cabras Sugar in the other Eric Shirley Shield semi-final by 13 points to 10.
Yeah, 13 points to 10. That was the final score at the Kakamega Showground. So KCB2 will be at home for the Eric Shirley Shield final against Homeboys 2. See Vincent Onyala there just getting himself ready for the Kenya Cup semi-final against Quins alongside Jacob Oje. Both players in the Kenya Sevens team setup. Final score 32 points to 19 in favor of KCB2.
And any moment now we will be going into the highlights of what was a fair contest between the two sides. KCB emerging with a 32-19 result. That was that moment early in the first half when Jeff Okwach went over for his second try. It was converted to put KCB 14-0 up. Impala had a lot of questions to ask of KCB during the first half, but were unable to get points on the board. Adrian Opondo has been rather effective on the blind wing. Alpha Sadunga had a perfect first half, just didn't show up for the second. Manasseh Odwor has been busy for KCB all afternoon. And that was Davis Moenga for Impala with the ball carry. And there we just see him again. My man of the match, if you ask me, Manasseh Odwor, though he lost the ball on the tackle there. This is Calvin Sule. And then Jeff Okwach again. His chemistry with Manasseh Odwor has been fantastic. And this was the moment Okwach went over for his brace, putting KCB 19-0 up heading into the halftime break. The Bankers did not have the best of second halves. Impala, of course, bouncing back. And there was obviously that running feud between Kater and his former teammates from KCB. And that was the moment Mbaka scored that opening try for Impala. They did get 19 points on the board, but eventually it ended 32-19 to KCB. And this was Stafford Abeka with the go-ahead try for KCB in the second half, pouncing on that loose ball. But we have to admit, both teams have struggled with the line-out throughout this fixture. And that was just part of the struggle. And that was the moment Bernard Rotich went over for Impala. But once again, Jeff Okwach, the inexperience showing, still only 19, has a lot to offer to the game should he stay involved in it. And this man, Manasseh Odwor, William Juguna, like I told you, has been busy for KCB all afternoon. Adrian Opondo there with that chase. As we wind up, we will be joining you at 4 p.m. for the next match.
He is a magnificent athlete. Rhodesia wins.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC is a rugby club based in Nairobi. The club, which is also known as KCB, is nicknamed the Bankers and plays its matches at their home ground, the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB was founded in 1989 after the disbanding of Kenya Breweries RFC when their main sponsors Kenya Breweries Limited pulled out.
KCB Rugby was founded in the year 1989. It was founded after Kenya Breweries rugby team folded and the players came over to KCB and they found a new home at KCB. Some of the founder members who founded KCB are members like Simon Jawizre, who was founder secretary then, Dan Ouma, Sadiq Maki, Asiko Uiro, among others, Mark Andere, among others, who were playing over there and came over to form the club at KCB Rugby.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC, or KCB RFC, was formed in 1989. It's a very new club. Let's say it's been 9 years old this year. And when they came into the league, they found that they're going rough because already by the time they were being formed, already they were established clubs in the country. Nondis were already there. Nondis were already calling the shots. You had Mean Machine. You had Quins. But that period of rugby was dominated, of course, by Nondis. and to an extent Mean Machine. Then of course Quins won the league at some point, I think 95, 96. So I think there's even a year I think they got relegated, but they came back up. But they really struggled. They were not really anywhere for the first 10 years, up to 1999. They were nowhere in the pecking order of the top 4 Kenya Cup clubs.
In 1989, KCB made their Kenya Cup debut, going ahead to humiliate Impala RFC 96-6 in their first league match. However, in 1994, the team was relegated to the second tier league and regained their top flight status in 1996.
The year that KCB was founded, we played in the Kenya Cup League. I think we finished 4th in that year, but due to the following year, it was really tough for us, and we were almost relegated. But it has been a journey worth remembering, and is good history to the young lads. KCB has come of age.
In the early days, KCB jersey had green, red and white stripes to portray the bank's corporate colors. This was revised when the bank's corporate identity changed in both logo and color, and the adaptation was green as the dominant color, followed by dark blue and then white. Since its formation, the Bankers have become one of the most successful rugby sides in the country by winning over 20 titles. KCB has won 5 Kenya Cup titles, thus becoming a force to be reckoned with in the league.
In our Kenya Cup journey, the most memorable moment was winning Kenya Cup back-to-back. And last season, us winning unbeaten, which is not a mean feat, and I take it. I really applaud the boys and the sponsor for putting us up there.
When I joined the University of Nairobi in 2016, I came to this club. When I just came for training, the first week I was selected in the first team. So I carried the ball hard, and then people started calling me number 9. And then it came the brotherhood in the team. So the players started calling me number 9 baby. And then it changed. The number 9 was removed. Then it remained baby. Yeah. I can say it's just it's how you plan your schedule. Like for me, most of my classes, I prefer my classes being in the morning. Like for example, from 8 to around.
A magnificent athlete. Radisha wins.
So welcome back as KCB and Quins get ready. We shall go on side now for pitch side interviews from Carol Kamande as she interviews Charles Kadovilis and Curtis Alago on their thoughts of today's semi-final match.
Well, thank you so much, William. As he said, the much-anticipated semi-final of the Kenya Cup between KCB and Kenya Harlequins is just minutes away. But before the action starts, let's have a listen to what the coaches have to say just before the games. Coach, hope you're good. Now, coming from your loss last weekend against Impala, what would you want to see your boys improve on just today?
No, we just have to score more. Just have to score more. Means we have to get our heads in there. Yeah, it's not all about setup. It's about how good you can finish. You can play well, but the good play has to have an outcome. Yeah.
Now, you've only made 2 changes to this team from last weekend. What inspired these changes?
Different games, different personnel. Different games, different personnel.
Thank you so much, Coach, and all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's have a listen as well to what the Kenya Harlequins coach has to say. Now, Coach, I will not make the mistake I always make with you, but you've made 7 changes to your side from the side that lost against Cabras. What inspired these changes?
Well, if you see, it's just bringing a bit of freshness into the team. We've kept pretty much the same squad of 23, no real sort of forced changes, but it's more bringing a freshness in, sort of swapping the bench players with the starting lineup. It's we have a lot of faith in the players that we have in the squad that we have, and we believe that the 15 that are starting on can now take the game to KCB with a very powerful and experienced bench to come on and finish off the game. So, you know, at the end of the day, we can only tell whether it was successful at the score at the end of the day. But yeah, the boys seem fired up for it, and we're hoping for a good game today.
What would you want to see your boys improve on from last weekend when they lost to Cabras?
Just the defense needs to improve, which is something that we've talked about, the one-on-one tackling, folding, and getting there and getting their man down, and also the execution when we're in the opposition's 22. When we come in against Cabras, we had a lot of ball in their 22 and just could not get the points. That's something that, again, that we've discussed, and it's something that we want to improve, and we make sure every time that we come into the 22 that we're walking away with some points.
Thank you so much, Coach, and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Heard it from both sets of coaches as we brace ourselves for the Kenya Cup semi-final between KCB and Kenya Harlequin. KCB making their 6th successive semi-final appearance in the Kenya Cup since 2013. They were second at the close of the regular season with 15 wins and 1 loss. KCB have won their last 5 outings against Kenya Harlequins since 2017. Kenya Harlequins, they are back in the semis for the first time since 2019 when they lost 19-12 to KCB. Third in the league with 10 wins, 1 draw and 5 losses. They got to this stage with a 29-24 win over bitter rivals Impala. The other fixture taking place this afternoon is the match between Cabras Sugar and Stanbic Mwamba at the Kakamega Showground, while KCB and Kenya Harlequin are the live TV game coming to you live from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. And this is how both teams finished at the close of the season. KCB was second with 72 points. Quins were third. KCB, however, by virtue of finishing in the top 2, qualified for the semi-finals, while Quins had to go through a playoff against Impala, winning that match by 29 points to 24. Cabras Sugar playing against Stanbic Mwamba, who topped Nakuru in the other playoff match by 18 points to 17, setting up the stage for this encounter. William Juguna, remember both sides, Quins and KCB, smarting from Enterprise Cup defeats last weekend. Quins put to the sword by Cabras Sugar 54 points to 11. KCB stunned by Impala 11-10. Does that set the stage for this afternoon's fixture?
Absolutely, yes. It should be an entertaining encounter here between the two sides, KCB and Harlequins. When the two sides met in the group phase, of course, it's the Bankers who came out top, winning 24 points to 13 and 22 points to 13 and 24 points to 10. So the two teams on their way, making their way to the beach, led by the two captains, Curtis Lilako and Patrice Agunda, both who played for the Kenya Under-20 team 10 years ago. That shows you the longevity of both players. And Alex Olaba just having banter with Andrew Amonde. Philip Wamai, the team manager, in a shot. And this is the KCB lineup, which has Oscar Simiu, Peter Carrier, Curtis Lilako in the front row, Oliver Mangeni, Francis Muita in the second row, Andrew Amonde, Peter Waitere, and Davis Chenge in the back row, with Samuel Asati, Ken Mosetti, Brian Omondi, Peter Kilonzo, Tony Onyango, Ian Jorogo, and Jacob Oje in the backs. On the subs bench, we have Griffin Musila, Moses Amusala, George Gishure, Brian Nikuli, Rocky Aguke, Moses Wanjala, Shaban Ahmed, and Kenya Sevens, Victor Onyala.
Lining up for Kenya Harlequin is Paul Kioko, Boniface Ucheng, the Kenya under-20 captain, Melvin Dhairu, Tony Mtai, Hilary Baraza, Patrice Agunda, Herman Humwa, Peter Ngote, Kevin Angote, Aaron Ofoirioth, Agero, Semwami, Wanyama, Ambunya, Olaba, Shikuku, Oseko, Koronya, Obaya, Onsando, Misango, Shitanda, Osino, and Shiundu. As we just catch a glimpse there of the Quins players singing the anthem before their loyal fans. And Quins just going through their traditional anthem, singing before their traveling fans here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. We're bracing ourselves for 80 minutes of Kenya Cup semi-final action. The last time these two sides met at this stage of the Kenya Cup was 2 seasons ago. KCB topping Quins on that day by 19 points to 12 to make it to the final, which they won against Cabras. Lining up for the officiating duties, center referee is Moses Ndungu. He will be assisted by Linus Kinuthia and Anthony Ndong.
So Quins playing from left to right and KCB playing from right to left. We shall be also updating you on the game in Kakamega between Mwamba and Cabras. We have already had an upset in the Eric Shirley Shield semi-final with Homeboys 2 beating Cabras 2 13-10. So Aaron Oforioth about to get matters underway, the man they call Double Black. Starting today in place of...
well, he starts ahead of Dominic Osino, who is preferred to start from the bench. The kickoff was high and hanging, but eventually claimed by KCB. Brian Omondi with the pass back home. Ken Mosetti boots it downfield. It goes out for the first line out of the game. 80 minutes of action here, and I'm sure the fans will be bracing themselves for all the highs and lows. Both teams with scores to settle, points to prove. They were on the receiving end of results last weekend in the Enterprise Cup, as we mentioned earlier. Quins defeated by 54 points to 11. KCB shocked by Impala, 11 points to 10. And definitely an opportunity to bounce back. Tony Mtai claims that ball from Boniface Ucheng.
Poor play there from Harlequins there. KCB snuffling up that ball already.
This is Samuel Asati, plays it through to Oliver Mangeni. Hard running from the experienced lock. Oliver Mangeni with the offload out wide. Is this going to be the game's opening try? That was Isaac Njoroge going to the floor. Davis Chenge, he breaches the whitewash. The opening try has been scored by Andrew Amonde. KCB 5-0. Barely a minute into the match.
And they all started from that wonky pass there from the line out from KCB, actually from Harlequins. That pass there from the scrum half. I don't know, for Yoth. Not well read by the KCB backs, and already Asati there combining very well. All the hard work done there by Oliver Mangeni. And Mangeni just able to offload the ball there. And Andrew Amonde was able to finish it off. And Jacob Oje taking over the kicking duties. He actually was on kicking duties last week, was able to score a penalty, missed a couple. And it's just a new skill I think he's been able to learn, or he's been going through this for the last couple of weeks. Not associated Oje with the kicking.
Well, actually, William Juguna, Jacob Oje has been kicking from his days at Kisumu RFC and his formative years at KCB, but probably took a back seat in the presence of other kickers such as Ken Mosetti and Dawil Mukidza, but has stepped up obviously in the absence of Mukidza. And as we speak, his conversion attempt sails wide. The scores remain 5-0. Oforioth with the restart. Oliver Mangeni with the easy grab from the air. Drives forward a meter or two. This is Brian Omondi. Curtis Lilako drives forward another meter for KCB. This is Davis Chenge. We saw his initial run create the platform for Andrew Amonde to score. And this is Jack Oje. Cuts back in. He is brought to the floor by Frank Wanyama. Samuel Asati there was looking to play the ball out wide, but the referee, Moses Ndungu, calls for an infringement. Advantage KCB.
poor start there from Harlequins, especially with that that they've given away. And already KCB making them pay. It's going to be a scramble here, first scrum of the afternoon, just to see who has the heavier pack. And Samuel Asati. And to feed this ball into the scrum. Remember, Quins beat Impala 29-24 to advance to the semi-finals, while KCB finished second in the group phase. Asati with the scrum put in. Referee has called for a scrum reset. Remember, the other semi-final being played in the county of Kakamega at the Kakamega Showground between Kabras Sugar and Mwamba RFC. We already know that the Eric Shirley Shield final will be played here next Saturday between KCB 2 and Homeboys 2. Homeboys 2 upsetting Kabras 2 13-10. Kabras 2 topped the group phase standings but lost 13-10 to Homeboys 2 a few minutes ago at the Kakamega Showground.
And this is Samuel Asati with the scrum feed for KCB. The Kenya Under-20 International was part of the squad that won the Bates Cup here close to a month ago when they beat Namibia 21-18. That was his Ugandan counterpart, Oforioth, attempting to tackle him. Asati carries that ball 3 or 4 meters forward for KCB. They are certainly enjoying the early momentum. The ball played through. This is Ken Mosetti. That was brilliant interplay between Jacob Ojay and Ken Mosetti. This is Andrew Amonde. He is surging further forward. Curtis Lilako with yet another big carry for the Bankers. Asati, this is Mangeni. But Ndungu once again calls for an infringement.
KCB really showing their intent here from the kickoff, not giving Quins any breathing room in this encounter. And as things stand, could be a very long afternoon for the Ngong Road outfit here. Yet to fire a shot in this opening 5.5 minutes. Game has yet to settle down, of course, but as being the away team, you'd want to play in the KCB territory and put pressure on them. But KCB, of course, coming back from that narrow 1-point loss to Impala last week in the Enterprise Cup semis. And this is their so-called bread and butter. Wouldn't want to lose this game in the semi-final stage.
That was Oforioth with the scrum feed for Quins. The clearance kick to just relieve the pressure that was mounting from KCB. The sun is out here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Sizable crowd as well to see who will make it to the championship match. Will it be KCB or will it be Quins? This is Peter Karia with the line-out throw for KCB. Is claimed by Francis Mwita. But Moses Ndungu sounds his whistle. The early pressure is being mounted by the Bankers. I don't know for your Ugandan international. You will see a lot more of him during the National Sevens circuit, which kicks off on the 21st of July in Kakamega. But for now, we have matters to deal with in the Kenya Cup. Clearance ball there from Lyle Asiligwa. Actually from Eric Shikuku. This eases the pressure that was mounting from KCB. Remember, as we mentioned earlier, Quins back in the semis for the first time since 2017. And in that semi-final, they lost to KCB at this very ground by 19 points to 12. It was a wet Saturday afternoon. This is Peter Kilonzo. That carry forward for the Bankers. Ken Mosetti secures the rack. Samuel Asati with the distribution. Plays it to Oscar Simio. The prop does well to claim that ball. It is kept alive through Oliver Mangeni. Francis Mwita, his supporting lock. Mangeni is there to secure it. That That was Curtis Lilako. It's filling in for Asati at scrum half. This is Asati once again, just creating another platform for the bankers. Peter Waitere carries it 1 more meter forward for KCB. Asati with a quick ball down the right flank. Chenge plays it through to Lilako, presents it for Davis Chenge once again. KCB forwards marauding in these opening minutes. Mosetti with the ball out wide. This is Tony Onyango. He has a man in support, elects to go into contact. Tony Onyango in his first season at KCB after making the move from Homeboys during the close season. They are dominating play early on. That was Oscar Simiu, the latest carry for the bankers. Davis Chenge almost failed to get a hold of that ball. Eventually does, goes into contact once again. Brian Omondi plays it through to Peter Kilonzo. Kilonzo has a man in support. He plays it through to Isaac Njoroge, a second try for KCB. 10-0 here with 10 minutes on the clock.
Absolutely good play coming in from the bankers. Really dominating possession and territory. And Quins really backpedaling. The defense is being stretched from one corner to another. And that takes the score now to 10-0. And KCB just showing the intent following last week's narrow 1-point loss. Isaac Njoroge, good running, of course, coming in from Peter Kilonzo. And he was able to switch the ball to his right. And that man, Isaac Njoroge, playing in at fullback. Remember, Darwin Mukita out for the rest of the season. And Quins have a lot of work to do here. Yet to fire a shot in this opening 10 minutes of this encounter. And as things stand, it's KCB leading by 10 points to 0 with the conversion kick to come here from Jacob Oje. Oje's conversion is successful. That takes the score now to 12-0. Good hands there coming in from Brian Omondi, combining very well with his midfield partner Brian Njoroge. And Njoroge just beating his time, knowing that he had Isaac Njoroge cutting in from the right. And that gives KCB a 12-0 lead here over the bankers.
Aaron Oforioth with the restart. It is deep. Well, it went straight out. It will be a free kick for KCB.
The errors piling on here for Harlequins. Remember, this pitch is a very narrow pitch, so you have to get your kickoff very spot on. And once again, possession ceded needlessly to Harlequins, to KCB. They lead by 12 points to 0. The two tries scored by Andrew Amonde and Isaac Njoroge. Remember, the Kenya Cup final is slated for next Saturday. We shall let you know of the venue because Cabras Sugar host Mwamba. If they win against Mwamba, they host the final. If they lose and KCB win here, they host the final here at the Lions Den. Waitere already bullying his way past the Quins forwards. Asati finds Oscar Sorano, or Oscar Simiu. Simiu presents that ball to Asati. It's a very slow ball coming in from the rack. Waitere and Amonde go and clean up matters there. Brian Omondi, the show and go. Asati finds Curtis Lilako and they pop it up here. Andrew Amonde. Asati. Curtis Lilako with a good run here. Who does he have in support? And lose that ball there.
And that ball bounced off the foot of Peter Carrier, eventually cleaned up by Quins. But they are certainly under the cosh from KCB in the opening moments of play. Referee Moses Ndungu spotting a handling error there. It will be a scrum feed for Kenya Harlequin at the scrum down. But certainly things going the way of the bankers. 12 minutes in, they lead by 12 points to 0. Tries from Andrew Amonde and Isaac Njoroge. Solitary conversion from Jacob Ajay. The difference between the two sides. KCB in the blue and green strip. Kenya Harlequin in the quartered shirts and black shorts.
So I don't know for youth with the scrum put in here for Quins. Gives it to Eden Aguero. Frank Wanyama getting the fastest of the ball here. For youth finds Eden Aguero. Aguero tries to play in Hilary Baraza. Good defense coming in from KCB, and Quins not able to get over the advantage line, but they get able to get the ball off for youth. Boniface Ocheng, the Kenya under-20 skipper, starting today at hooker. For youth, Eden Aguero, but Aguero coughs up the ball there. It's just not going well for the Ngong Road outfit here. Section of the crowd who've come to catch a glimpse of the action between Quins and KCB here at the Lions Den.
It will be a scrum feed for KCB. It is Samuel Asati. Just inches into the Quins half. Can he set up another platform for a KCB attack? Moses Ndungu just calling for a lot more order there. Just having a word there with the Quins front row before the scrum resets. That ball is secured by Davis Chenge. Forioth was ready to pounce, but the ball eventually played in to Ken Mosetti, looking to kick it behind the Quins defense. But Moses Ndu calling for an infringement. Is a KCB penalty 15 minutes into the match. Will they be going for goal, or will they be looking for the corner? Probably looking to create a platform for another 5-pointer. Curtis Olago, animated as ever. Early moments in this match. Never a dull moment with Curtis Olago. Well, the bankers electing to go for the corner. It's another line-out throw for them. Peter Karia probably will be looking for Francis Muita or Davis Chenge, but the ball is lost. Patrice Agunda with the kick downfield to relieve the pressure. Who's back home for KCB? Isaac Njoroge, but that is a big kick from Patrice Agunda. Obviously just relieving the pressure that was mounting from KCB and allowing Quins a first whiff of the KCB 22.
Absolutely good thinking there from Patrice Agunda. You don't expect to see back rows just putting the ball downfield, but safety first and a very experienced player there, Patrice Agunda. Just taking matters into his own hands and playing the right rugby there, trying just to play in the KCB half.
The ball is claimed eventually by Melvin Dhairu from what was a KCB line-out. A big surge from the Quins prop. KCB are under pressure in these early moments of the match. Can this be a try-scoring opportunity for Quins? They certainly have the momentum. They have the vision of Aaron Oforioth as well. He has Patrice Agunda close by. Plays it to Tony Mutai. Almost coughed out that ball. Peter Karia with the tackle. But the ball once again presented. Oforioth with the pass there to Kevin Angote.
The referee's arm was out for an advantage. Can Quins here get on the scoreboard? And the referee has called it back. He's called it back there. No try given. Says he must take the try at the mark.
The penalty actually was not taken
at the mark, yes. Yeah, at the mark. So it will be repeated, and it's going to be another scramble for the Ngong Road outfit as they attempt to get back into this game. It's 12-0, still a long way to go, but probably a try for them here will give them confidence and get them back into the game.
Aaron Oforiath with the scrum feed for Quins. Can they build something from this? Big drive from the bankers, but it's Oforiath with the ball. Plays it through. That was the ball lost forward by Quins. Samuel Asati in possession. Plays it out wide to Isaac Njoroge. Dances past one, but is slowed down by Patrice Agunda. There are numbers arriving for KCB. Andrew Amonde eventually in possession. Goes to the ground. Asati looks for that ball. He has it. He will be playing it to Ken Mosetti. It was almost predictable. Mosetti with the kick downfield.
Not a very good kick. Doesn't travel the required distance. And Quins get a second bite of the cherry. Missed opportunity for them when they had that attacking scrum formation of Oforiath.
The referee is playing the advantage though. Alex Olaba with that run down the right flank. But the referee playing the advantage. And what would be the wise thing for Quins to do? Do they take the penalty and go for the post, or do they attempt to walk it home from the line out?
Missed opportunities there for Harlequins. I thought that they had that try coming. Just needed a bit of composure from them, and they have missed an opportunity there just to get on the scoreboard. But they will get a scrum here from the referee, Mr. Ndungu. Remember, the Kenya Cup final is slated for next week. Your halftime score, not your halftime score, but the first half score, as you can see, is KCB leading by 12 points to 0.
Well, Quins have had the momentum over the past 5 or so minutes.
Latest score from the Kakamega Showground is that Cabras are leading Mwamba by 7 points to 3. But just like this game, it's early days yet. Oforiath finds Eden Aguero. Aguero skips one, tries to go for a second one, but he can't. Andrew Amonde tried to go for a turnover there, but deemed not to go for it. Oforiath finds Alex Olaba, who's been bright in these opening early exchanges.
This is Oforiath bringing more men into play. This is Eden Aguero with the pop pass out wide. Eric Shikuku looking to turn his defenders inside out, but runs into that brick wall of Oliver Mangeni, Peter Carrier, but still presents the ball. Patrice Agunda, long-serving Quins player. In fact, hasn't played for any other club since leaving St. Mary's Yala. Has been a Quins man through and through. Melvin Dhairu loses that ball as he goes into contact. Advantage KCB. Ball is out wide now. Peter Kilonzo with the carry 2 meters forward for the bankers. Samuel Asati just making sure his forwards are there. The ruck is secured. The ball is presented. He attempts the box kick to just get KCB out of the danger zone. David Semwami, the Ugandan, dancing past 2-3 defenders. Pop pass out wide to Alex Olaba in support.
Not held there, Alex Olaba. Good run there from Semwami. Combining very well with Olaba. Quins just showing their flair in the backs there. But good scrambling defense coming in from KCB. 22 minutes gone. It's KCB with the advantage, 12 points to 0. Remember, we do have the Eric Shirley Shield final already set between KCB 2, the defending champions, and Homeboys 2 in what I gather will be a repeat of last year's final. And we just need to know the identity of who will be playing the Kenya Cup final and the venue. But the semi-final, other semi-final is being played in Kakamega, the Kakamega Showground between Cabras Sugar and Mwamba. Here on the Thika Superhighway is Quins and KCB, with KCB leading by 12 points to 0.
Let's catch a glimpse of some of the fans who are following the action here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. And after a bit of consultation between Anthony Ndong, the assistant referee, and the center referee, Moses Ndungu, play will be resuming shortly. KCB leading 12-0. tries from Andrew Amonde and Isaac Njoroge, as well as that conversion from Jacob Oje. Quins, they've come close. Melvin Dhairu stopped inches short of the try line, and for the past 5 or so minutes they have camped deep inside the KCB half, but yet to get any returns.
Crowd were catching a glimpse of the action. Quins go to the corner. Can they get the line out right and get rolling more moving? Boniface Ocheng, the Kenya under-20 skipper, thrust into action for today's game at hooker. Paul Kyoko, who missed last week's defeat against Cabras, is also back here. They will be going for Tony Mutai, and they lose that line out yet again.
That was Davis Chenge claiming that ball for KCB. Let's just catch the cameraman's shot. Something seems to be interesting this set of fans here. Others seem to be as attentive as students in a lecture hall. It shows you how captivating this match is so far. 15 minutes remaining in the first half. KCB leading by 12 points to 0. But William Jugune just feel after that storming start, especially over the first 15 or so minutes, the momentum has sort of steadied. The tempo has dipped.
Yes, it has dipped. Once again, it's a good take there from Melvin Thairu. Very unconventional, but so far it's working for them.
That's Patrice Agunda, the ball out wide to Eden Agero. Plays it through to Eric Shikuku. Odisi Mwami down the left wing. It is cleaned up by Isaac Njoroge, barely just there. KCB forwards arrive in numbers to clean it up. Asati playing it through. Eventually the ball going out. Andrew Amonde just having a word there to Asati. The advantage remains with KCB, but for a moment there, they were living dangerously.
Yes, living dangerously there. Good run coming in from David Semwami. He placed the grabber kick over the KCB defense, but wasn't able to retrieve it. He has looked a very bright spark alongside Alex Olaba in the Quins backline, and even Eden Agero is trying to get things going, but not so far working as Ken Mosetti puts this ball into touch as KCB look for, but he doesn't find touch there.
This is Eric Shikuku is looking to set off another attack for Quins. This is Frank Wanyama. Goes into contact. Are the numbers arriving for Quins? Yes, they are. Aaron Oforioth, Eden Agero, Patrice Agunda. It's a good moment of play from Quins. Oforioth, Elvin Dhairu seeing a lot of the ball.
The tight-head prop here, seeing a lot of the ball. One of the youngsters in the Quins setup, Agunda, stays on his feet. Brought down eventually, but is able to present the ball to Oforioth. Oforioth now finds... that
was Eden Agero going into contact. It was slowed down by Peter Kilonzo. He does well to present the ball. This is Angote, secures that rack. The ball available for Oforioth. Quins just keeping it tight. Agunda carries it another meter forward. Oforioth, Agero, Wanyama. Peter Kilonzo not giving him an inch. Brings him to the ground. Agero once again pulling the strings for Quins. Tony Mtai, the veteran lock forward. Agero, Melvin Dhairu. You can see the intent being stated by Quins. The question is, do they get points on the board? Arano Forioth just drawing the referee's attention to the infringement there. Andrew Amonde guilty of not rolling away. KCB have been penalized.
So what options do Quins go? Do they go for the penalty? Benjamin Aimba there, and Charles Kadovilis, the Quins technical bench. Curtis Olago also. So it's going to be a penalty attempt for Quins, or yes, it will be a penalty attempt here for Harlequins as they try and narrow this gap to 9 points. And the penalty attempt is successful there from Eric Shikuku. Quins get their first points of the afternoon. So it's 12 points to 3. See some of the Queen supporters on the bleachers here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. It's Kenya Cup semi-final day here, with one semi-final being played in Nairobi and one semi-final being played in Kakamega. Cabra Sugar hosting Wamba. Well, here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka, it's KCB hosting Quins. We do already have the identity of the Eric Shirley Shield finalists. It's going to be here next weekend, next Saturday, between KCB 2, the defending champions, and Homeboys 2. Mosetti with the restart.
Is deep into Quins territory, claimed there by Daudi Semwami.
Seen a lot of the ball so far, looked very lively with the ball.
But KCB forced the turnover there. Francis Muita carries that ball a meter forward. Asati arriving there, but there was an infringement. KCB losing the momentum that they had just gained moments ago.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for KCB there. Must have been a knock-on just as they had done the turnover. So it's going to be Queen's ball. Final 10 minutes of the first half. So I don't know for Youth, the scrum put in for the visitors, deep in their 22. Going to play it safe as Eden Aguero just puts the ball downfield for safety.
It is cleaned up by Tony Onyango. Jacob J now in possession. The pass to Peter Kilonzo was wayward. KCB spending an opportunity there to go forward, a match to the delight of the Quins fans seated not too far from the commentary booth.
It's going to be a scrum put in for Quins here. 10.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half. KCB leading by 12 points to 3. The winners advance to the Kenya Cup final. The losers have to wait until the start of next season.
This is Aaron Oforios, claims that ball from the scrum down. Eden Aguero. Frank Wanyama just gets a few more meters on the board for Quins. Shikuku looking to link up with Daudi Semwami down that right flank. The ball was a bit slippery there. KCB looking to force the errors from Quins, who have certainly been dominant in terms of possession. Andrew Amonde just returns Paul Kioko back to where he came from. But Kioko does well to present that ball. That was Baraza to Tony Mtai down that flank again. Can see the intent from Quins. Just looking for their first 5-pointer of the afternoon. Patrice Agunda finds himself in a spot of bother.
Good defense coming there from Oliver Mangeni and Francis Muita.
And they actually forced the turnover, the KCB forwards. This is Asati, Chenge, Oscar Simio will carry that ball about 2 meters forward, presents it. Asati is there looking for it. Plays it through to Francis Muita. Bit risky of him to go into contact carrying the ball in one hand.
Like a loaf of bread.
That is Ken Mosetti. Has been rather quiet. We know he's one of those fly halves who loves engaging himself in physical battles. Andrew Amonde, hard running from the Kenya Sevens international, long serving player of KCB. Lilako with the inside pass, but it traveled forward. The advantage once again with KCB. 7 minutes to play in the first half here. Just feel at times KCB are tad too intricate with the execution of their plays.
Yes, very intricate.
And in that search for intricacy, losing possession. Let's catch a glimpse of these fans. Not too sure if they're following the game on live stream. Remember, you can catch the action on Bamba Sports. Ken Mosetti with the penalty, boots that ball downfield. It doesn't get touched. Instead, it is claimed by Aaron Oforioth. He will instead look for territory for Quins. That is a big kick from the Ugandan international. Still doesn't get touched. Ken Mosetti once again has another opportunity to pull strings for the Bankers. Curtis Lilako carries that ball 1 meter forward. Samuel Asati, nippy running from the Kenya under-20 international. Oliver Mangeni at scrum half. Francis Muita with the shimmy before going into contact. He has numbers arriving. Ken Mosetti secures the ruck. Tony Onyango just waits. Asati is there. Andrew Amonde with the pass to Oscar Simiu, the no-look pass, eventually with Peter Waitere. A bit surprised that he found himself on possession down the wing. Loses that ball.
Yeah, good play coming in from KCB, but just handling errors, and the momentum which they're created from those 2 tries really seems to have disappeared so far. Not really clinical when it comes to an attack here. I can see one of their current players who is recuperating from surgery, Martin O'Wheeler, as having a word with them. Wheeler got injured during the repechage, the World Cup qualifiers last year in France, and has been out for the season. KCB do have depth in their numbers, and they're able to carry on and soldier on without him. It's going to be a scramble for Quins here, who have withstood pressure for the first 20 minutes and have been able to get there on the scoreboard. Then Nagero just goes for the up and under.
Eventually claimed by Isaac Njoroge. Scored the second try for KCB. Jacob J slicing through the Quins defense. Plays it through to Isaac Njoroge. He has a man in support. Samuel Asati. Samuel Asati being chased down by Herman Humwa. Just plays it into Tony Onyango. This is going to be try number 3 for KCB. No, Onyango
almost tackled a meter short here, but good running there coming in from KCB.
But Amonde goes over 4. Try number 3. 17-0 with the conversion to come. KCB building up patiently, pouncing when they needed to, getting the points on the board. 17-3 with the conversion to come.
Yeah, good work which all started from the likes of Jacob Oje, who went on a storming run, able to feed Isaac Njoroge, and Njoroge was able to get the pass out to Samuel Asati, and Asati gave it to Tony Onyango, and Onyango just tackled a meter short at KCB, just showing their intent from out wide there. They're such a dangerous team to play with. And Jacob Oje now with the conversion kick to come to give KCB a 16-point buffer just before we approach the halftime interval.
Oje makes no mistake with the conversion. 19-3 to the Bankers. They have soaked up all the pressure from Quins and have scored just before halftime. But remember, this match still finely poised. We just see that inside pass from Njoroge eventually to Asati. Asati had a man in support, that was Tony Onyango. Did the hard running, came agonizingly close to the try line. When the ball was eventually cleaned up by Asati, Andrew Amonde was there to barge over the chalk and add his second 5-pointer of the afternoon. Just catch one more glimpse at that slow motion replay. Asati with the awareness to play to Tony Onyango. Tony Onyango does have an eye for the try line, but you have to give it to Eric Shikuku and Eden Agero for their defensive effort there. But it wasn't enough, as moments later Andrew Amonde went over. 19-3 to KCB. But William Juguna, to be fair to Quins, they have certainly shown up for the party. Just have been caught cold every time KCB have attacked.
Absolutely, yes. KCB have been very clinical when the chances have presented themselves, while Quins on their part have not been able to get on the scoreboard, especially when it comes to tries. The execution, especially in attack, has been very poor.
This is Aaron Oforioth, plays the ball down the left flank. Eden Agero is being marshaled out towards the touchline, but he does well to find the floor. Kevin Angote with that carry, a meter or two forward for Quins, still looking for their first try in this match. They need to get some points on the board just before the interval. That should certainly give them the momentum going into the second half. Bonifacio Chieng is there to clean it up for Quins, but referee Moses Ndungu calling for an infringement. There is a man on the floor. He immediately calls for the medics to come on. Looks serious, given by the quick response from the KCB medical team. We will confirm who the casualty is in a minute or two.
Into the final few seconds of this encounter as the medics come and attend to, I think, one of the Quins players or one of the KCB players here.
As the crowd is gathered here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Remember, there is more semi-final action taking place in Kakamega. Kabras Sugar against Stanbic Mwamba. Last scores we received from that one was that Mwamba were trailing Kabras by 7 points to 3. Definitely things could have changed by now, but we will be confirming the scores from that venue when we receive them.
Andrew Monde with a double and Isaac Njoroge with the other try as KCB lead 19 points to 3.
And the man injured is Davis Chenge, just going off the field of play for head injury assessment. We will confirm his replacement and whether it will be a long-term replacement in a minute or two.
Seems to be a scuffle on the technical bench there.
That was Alfred Okwemba in a bit of a heated discussion there with members of the KCB technical bench. Remember, Curtis Olago is the KCB coach, and that is Alfred Okwemba. He is with the Kenya Rugby Referees Association, obviously just looking to ensure that the technical zone is adhered to. Just calling for order there. This should be quite the argument because Curtis Olago and Alfred Okwemba, two feisty characters.
Very feisty. It could just blow up there and take matters away from the rugby pitch onto the touchline. Don't know what they seem to be arguing about and fighting about.
But we'd like to see those matters resolved. We have a game of rugby to watch and commentate as well.
Stoppage in play here. Frank Ndong, or Anthony Ndong, I beg your pardon. Going to put out that fire which was started by Alfred Okwemba. KCB 19, Harlequins 3. That's the scoreline we have here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. As the KCB technical bench have a word with Linus Kinuthia.
Of course, the break in play just giving us an opportunity to catch some of the fans who are here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Everybody just keen for action to resume on the field of play as matters off the field are being resolved. And it seems as though Davis Chenge will play no further role in this game. Rocky Aguko coming on in his place. William Juguna, it was all about that injury Davis Chenge sustained. Sure, it is a head injury and he must undergo the HIA, the head injury assessment
test before he comes back. And should KCB make it to the final, he could be a dot for that final, because if it's a concussion, he'll have to sit out 2 weeks. Safety of the player, very, very important. For youth with the scrum put in, we should have at least 5 more minutes of play in this game with that extended break.
That's Oforioth, plays it through to Eden Agero. Frank Wanyama attempts to breach the KCB gain line, but doesn't there.
Haman Humwa there, trying his luck, carries the ball a meter there. Paul Kioko.
Oforioth brings in Agero. Agero to Wanyama. Shikuku doesn't grasp that pass as he would have loved to. Oforioth has been active for Quins throughout this first half. Tony Mutai surges forward for the quartered shirts. Moses Ndungu playing the advantage. Oforioth brings in Paul Kioko. Paul Kioko has Melvin Dhairu in support. Could this be an opportunity for Quins to build from here? Herman Humwa carries it another meter forward. Oforioth. Quins certainly piling the pressure on KCB, but they trail by 16 points, 19-3 here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Melvin Dhairu carries it another meter forward. KCB looking to force the turnover. They seemingly have. Well, they haven't. This is Patrice Agunda, has an eye for the loose ball. The referee Moses Ndungu playing the advantage. Pius Shundu is on as a replacement for Quins. We will find out why. Oforioth, Agero looks to release his men down the left flank. Alex Olaba taken down eventually by Ken Mosetti, presents the ball. Oforioth has been instrumental for Quins. Massive knock on there from Patrice Agunda. And it curtails the momentum being built by Quins.
Good play there coming in from Harlequins. They've actually stretched this KCB defense, but once again, it's another handling error, which is really stifling their play as they approach the red zone. And a missed opportunity there for Quins just to get probably a 5-pointer, which would have given them hope as they approach the halftime interval. 19-3 the scoreline, 3 tries, 2 conversions by the Bunkers, the home team KCB, chasing a 3rd consecutive Kenya Cup final against Quins, who were in the semis 2 years ago but lost to KCB in the same ground by 19 points to 12. A rain-drenched afternoon. And Samuel Asati just boots that ball downfield there, and it's going to be the halftime interval. Halftime here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. It's Quins leading by 19 points to 3. Shall be taking you through halftime highlights of the first half. See, you can catch a glimpse of the Quins fans who have made the trip to the Thika Superhighway to watch this game. Opportunities for Quins have been there, but haven't really cashed in on them in terms of try-scoring opportunities. So 19-3 the halftime scoreline in favor of KCB. Highlights of the first half. Fans who are praying. The 2 teams made their way to the pitch as KCB 2 team gave their senior team a standing ovation, or a guard of honor, as they like to call it in football. And the Quins players sang the anthem in front of their fans. And already KCB made their intent very early. You can see there Oliver Mangeni, the darting run there. He was able to offload that ball to one of his teammates. And KCB really making the intent known in these opening exchanges of the first 10-15 minutes of the first half with that opening try. And it was KCB who dominated the first 20-25 minutes of the first half. The forwards really laying a platform. And those two tries scored by Andrew Amonde and Isaac Njoroge, giving them a good buffer. As much as Quins tried, they huffed and puffed, but they were only able to get a penalty in the first half as the fans looked on in amazement at the dominance by the Bankers. So it's KCB who are leading by 19 points to 3. Good work there by KCB there. Curtis Olago not very happy with the way things were going at one point, but it was KCB who were dominating the exchanges, and this was his try. Jacob Oje on a searing run, combining very well with Brian Omondi and Samuel Asati and Ken Mosetti before feeding the ball to Tony Onyango, who was tackled a meter short. When the ball was recycled, it was Andrew Omonde who scooted over the try box to get his second try of the afternoon, and KCB's third of the match, to give them a 19 points to 3 lead at halftime. So the halftime score here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka, it's KCB 19, Quins 3.
He is a magnificent athlete. Rhodesia wins.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC is a rugby club based in Nairobi. The club, which is also known as KCB, is nicknamed the Bankers and plays its matches at their home ground, the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB was founded in 1989 after the disbanding of Kenya Breweries RFC when their main sponsors Kenya Breweries Limited pulled out.
KCB Rugby was founded in the year 1989. It was founded after Kenya Breweries rugby team folded and the players came over to KCB and they found a new home at KCB. Some of the founder members who founded KCB are members like Simon Jawizre, who was founder secretary then, Dan Ouma, Sadiq Maki, Asiko Wiro, among others, Mark Andere, among others, who were playing over there and came over to form the club KCB Rugby.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC, or KCB RFC, was formed in 1989. It's a very new club. Let's say it's been 9 years old this year. And when they came into the league, they found that they're going rough, because already by the time they were being formed, already they were established clubs in the country. Nondi's were already there, and Nondi's were already calling the shots. You had Mean Machine, you had Harlequins. But that period of rugby was dominated, of course, by Nondi's, and to an extent Mean Machine. Then, of course, Quins won the league at some point, I think 95, 96. So I think there's even a year I think they got relegated, but they came back up. But they really struggled. They were not really anywhere for the first 10 years, up to 1999. They were nowhere in the pecking order of the top 3, top 4 Kenya Cup clubs.
In 1989, KCB made their Kenya Cup debut, going ahead to humiliate Impala RFC 96-6 in their first league match. However, in 1994, the team was relegated to the second tier league and regained their top flight status in 1996.
The year that KCB was founded, we played in the Kenya Cup League. I think we finished 4th in that year, but due to the following year, it was really tough for us, and we were almost relegated. But it has been a journey worth remembering, and is good history to the young lads. KCB has come of age.
In the early days, KCB jersey had green, red, and white stripes to portray the bank's corporate colors. This was revised when the bank's corporate identity changed in both logo and color, and the adaptation was green as the dominant color, followed by dark blue and then white. Since its formation, the Bankers have become one of the most successful rugby sides in the country by winning over 20 titles. KCB has won 5 Kenya Cup titles, thus becoming a force to be reckoned with in the league.
In our Kenya Cup journey, the most memorable moment was winning Kenya Cup back-to-back. And last season, us winning unbeaten, which is not a mean feat, and I take it. I really applaud the boys and the sponsor for putting us up there.
When I joined the University of Nairobi in 2016, I came to this club. When I just came for training, the first week I was selected in the first team. So I carried the ball hard, and then people started calling me number 9. And then it came the brotherhood in the team. So the players started calling me number 9 baby. And then it changed. The number 9 was removed. Then it remained baby. Yeah. I can say it's just it's how you plan your schedule. Like for me, most of my classes, I prefer my classes being in the morning. Like for example, from 8 to around 11. Then another class from around 2 to like 4. Then after that, you take a break a little, then you come for the training at 5 p.m. My idol is Amonde, Andrew Amonde, the former captain of the national sevens team. I like the way he plays. His training, when he uploads his training, it's okay, superb. I like it. Proper meal. Banana, chapati, and dengu. Green grams, yeah. KCB. That was my worst game so far. For me, I like drawing. Yeah, I started drawing like when I was a little, when I was age 10, 11 there. Plus, I love eating, yeah, sleeping too, and socializing with people.
And we're back for the second half of this Kenya Cup semi-final between KCB and Kenya Harlequin. KCB leading by 19 points to 3. The 19 points coming off a brace from Andrew Amonde, Isaac Njoroge adding a third try, Jacob Ojay with 2 conversions, Eric Shikuku with the sole penalty for Kenya Harlequin. We still have 40 minutes to play. Will it be Quins redeeming themselves and claiming a place in the final, or will KCB pull further away and return to the final for a 3rd year in a row? Over in Kakamega, latest news is that Brass Sugar leading Stanbic Mwamba by 14 points to 8 at halftime. Still 40 minutes to play in that match as well. Ken Mosetti bracing to get us underway for the final 40 minutes here in Ruaraka. The ball is deep into Quins territory, bounces out to touch, line out throw for Kenya Harlequin.
Second half has started here, as we wait to see what will happen here in the 40 minutes. Can Quins fight back? Can they get a response? Had their chances in the first half, were not clinical in the KCB 22 as Boniface Ocheng lines up this. Actually, there has been a substitution at hooker. Actually, at hooker and at scrum half. Edward Oseko has come in at hooker as Dominic Osino has come in at scrum half for Quins in the 2 changes in the Quins team.
This is Peter Misango, another one of the replacements for Quins for the second half, as they just look to raise the intensity. Sometimes the tongue moves a bit too quick. William Juguna, I used to be a winger. Anyway, as Quins just look to raise the intensity and take the game to KCB.
Yeah, they need to get a converted try in the early moments of this second half. Or this game could run away from them. Won there by Oliver Mangeni, a towering lock. Actually, Asati had given that ball to Jacob Ojay, but the Quins defense had read him well.
This Brian Omondi carries that ball forward, presents it once again. Asati with the pass to Ken Mosetti. Another meter gained for KCB. Asati looking for his runners. Andrew Amonde. He's already scored 2 tries in this game. Bankers sniffing the Quins try line. Asati brings another man into play. This is Asati. Brian Omondi carries it another meter forward for KCB. Asati looks. Where does he play to? Francis Muita. Stopped inches short of the try line. Penalty advantage KCB. Quins living dangerously in the opening minutes of the second half. KCB 19, Kenya Harlequin 3.
Absolutely, yes. You'd have expected Quins to come out with all guns blazing in the second half as they chase this game, but it's KCB who look dominant, hungry for more tries, and they've opted to go for the penalty instead. And a bit of remonstration going on between the KCB players, despite that 16-point buffer, and Jacob Ojay lines up this penalty attempt. Interesting to see him adding this kicking repertoire to his bag of skills, but as Michael Kwambo has told me, he used to be a kicker in his days at Kisumu. And he lines up this penalty attempt for the Bankers as they try to stretch out this lead here in this Kenya Cup semi-final here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. Ojay's kick is successful. That takes the score now to 22 points to 3 for the Bankers.
In our picture there, Rocky Aguko, who came in as a late first half replacement for Davis Chenge, who's gone off injured. Full extent of Chenge's injury will be determined later on. But as it stands, KCB with the 22-3 lead over Kenya Harlequin. Eden Aguero getting us underway once again from the restart. That was a good chase from Daudi Semwami. Ball bounced back, claimed by Quins. Dominic Osino on for Aaron Oforios.
And congratulations to Western Bulls, who've just beaten USIU by 22 points to 16. They will get promoted to the Kenya Cup come next season. They're back in the big league after, I think, 2 years out, Michael Kwambo.
Definitely good news for the fans of rugby in Kakamega. They'll have 2 teams in the Kenya Cup next season. But as we speak here, Quins just going after points against KCB. There was a lull in play there, but advantage with Quins.
Warm welcome to our viewers who are joining us for the second half commentary of the Kenya Cup semi-final here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. It's KCB leading Quins by 22 points to 3. In case you missed it, KCB 2 in the Eric Charlie Shield qualified for the final after beating Impala 32 points to 19. They will host the final next week against Homeboys, who stand Cabras to 13 points to 10 at the Kakamega Showground.
And in the other championship semi-final being played at the Catholic University in Rongai, it is 11-all between the Catholic Monks and Kisumu. That game has gone into sudden death extra time. The winner of that match will join Western Bulls in next year's Kenya Cup.
Just to remind you that the 2 teams relegated from the Kenya Cup this season were Mean Machine and Strathmore Leos, 2 university sides, dropping to the championship for next season. So Western Bulls have already confirmed their status for next year season, which will start in November, with the fixtures probably coming out in the month of July. So Quins with an attacking scrum here, deep in KCB territory. Dominic Osino, Peter Misango, they've all come in the second half. 22-3 the scoreline. The halftime score from the Kakamega Showground was 14 points to 8 in favor of the home team Cabras. Very tight game there. Remember, if Cabras win that match, they will host the final next week at the Kakamega Showground. If they lose and KCB win here, KCB for the 3rd year running will host the final. So can Quins here get this? Peter Misango, Osino with a cutout pass there that finds Shikuku. Oh, just tackle a few meters short.
It was a huge defensive effort from Jacobo J. But Moses Ndungu called for the infringement there. Let's just see that once again. Eric Shikuku was try-bound. I'm not too sure whether Moses Ndungu has called for the high tackle. It is a penalty for Quins on the KCB 5-meter.
Eight minutes gone into the second half. Scores 22-3 in favor of KCB. Only missed the Kenya Cup final once in the last couple of years, and that was in 2016 when they lost to Impala in the semis. And Quins here, can they get on the scoreboard? Yes, they do get on the scoreboard. It's Peter Misango, slithered his way there And they get their first try of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 22-8.
And as we speak, KCB's Isaac Njoroge has been sent to the sin bin for his indiscretion just before that penalty that saw Peter Misango go over the chalk for the try.
Well worked try there from the Ngong Road outfit. That takes the score now to 22-8, and they're very much back in this game. They still have 32 minutes, and Misango there, good body positioning, went low and hard and grounded the ball over the whitewash. That takes the score now to 22-8 with a conversion kick to come here from Eden Aguero. And the conversion kick is missed. Actually, it's Eric Shikuku who misses the conversion.
Latest from Kakamega, Cabras have added a penalty and they now lead by 17 points to 8. While here at the KCB Sports Club, it is 22-8 in favor of KCB. 30 minutes to play in the second half. Isaac Njoroge, the man in the naughty chair for the next 10 minutes.
KCB with a healthy 14-point buffer. But you just get the feeling that should Quins score another try, then it's game on. And KCB cannot relax, they cannot rest on their laurels. Good attacking platform there from Patrice Agunda. Osino looking for his runners. Oh, they lose the ball there, and there was a forward pass. Costly mistake there by Quins. They had possession in their 22.
So remember, KCB are down to 14 men. Isaac Njoroge is in the sin bin. They'll play the next 10 minutes with 14 men. They certainly have the momentum in their favor. Samuel Asati, Kenya Under-20 international, with the scrum feed for the bankers. That was a huge drive from Quins. The ball, is it being cleaned up by the KCB forwards? Yes, it is. Asati looking for his runners. He plays it through to Peter Waitere. Received that ball at standstill, but does well to present it. Peter Kilonzo 9 possession, just dances past one man, gains another meter for the bankers. Ken Mosetti, he is slowed down by Patrice Agunda. It is an arm wrestle for the ball. Mosetti looks to get to ground. His men are arriving in numbers. Moses Ndungu with a keen eye. Advantage Quins.
And Quins are able to dodge a bullet there. Bit of a scrappy contest so far. Question is who can be clinical in attack and who can finish off this game. KCB leading by 22 points to 8, 3 tries to 1. And it's KCB who are attacking here. Very good platform, but the Quins scrum has really stabilized, and it's asking questions of the KCB pack 2 in this encounter. Osino finds Eden Aguero, and Eden just puts the ball downfield. It's not a very good kick. Doesn't travel distance so much. Peter Waitere grabs it there. It's a high tackle there by Patrice Agunda. Michael Wanjala has come in, finds Oscar Sorano Simiu.
This is Michael Wanjala, plays it through to Peter Waitere, attacking down the left flank. Brian Omondi with that carry, and it is a big carry for KCB. They have Quins on the ropes. The ball is on the loose. That looked like a hit of a handling error there. Yes, there was.
Tony Onyango, the guilty party there, just as KCB were making a foray into Quins territory. So that takes, the score still remains at 22 points to 8.
Meanwhile, it remains a tight contest in Kakamega, 17-8.
Antonio Nyango there just took his eye off the ball. So it's going to be advantage to Quins. Actually, the referee changed his mind and it's going to be a line-out throw. Actually, it's a penalty for KCB, and they go to the corner, and you just know what is coming from KCB from the line out. Quins will have to defend this maul very well once it sets. 22-8 the scoreline.
And latest from the Kakamega Showground, Mwamba have drilled home a penalty. They trail by 6 points, 17-11. That match still very much on. Here it is KCB leading by 22 points to 8. They are surging forward against Quins, who are defending that maul desperately. Michael Wanjala has that ball at the base of the maul. Driving forward, Peter Carrier goes over, 27-8.
Try house coming, especially when they kick that ball to the corner. You could just tell what KCB were going to do. So that takes the score now to 27-8. Peter Carrier with KCB's 4th try of the afternoon. And could the curtains be closing on Quins' season? Remember, they were knocked out of the Enterprise Cup last week by Cabras by 54 points to 10. 54 points to 11, I beg your pardon. And right now, they trail by 27 points to 8 against a well-oiled KCB outfit. Maul there, good body positioning, good drive, and there was no stopping Peter Carrier, who was at the tail of that maul. And that takes the score now to 27-8 with a conversion kick to come by Jacob Oje. Just when Quins thought they had a respite, it's been snapped up, it's been nipped in the bud by the champions, KCB. OJ's kick is successful, and that takes the score now to 29 points to 8 for KCB. So 5 tries, 4 conversions, actually 3 conversions by the Bankers as they lead by 29 points to 8. Actually 4 tries and 3 conversions and 2 penalties. So KCB on the attack again, Peter Waitere.
Some hard running from the backroom man, Peter Waitere. Michael Wanjala just plays it through to Curtis Lilako, carries it a meter forward. Wanjala once again, darting run. Michael Wanjala has skipped 2 defenders from Quins, plays it to Peter Carrier. This ball is spilled by Rocky Aguko with the try line in sight.
Missed opportunity there for
just waking
KCB
up.
there. But once again, I'm just showing that KCB how dangerous they are with ball in open play, with ball in hand. Good attacking play. And Rocky Aguke just took his eye off the ball and was tackled. And a missed opportunity there for KCB just to put the final nail in the coffin for Quins. KCB fans already celebrating. They know they have this in the bag unless Quins can stage one of the most miraculous comebacks we've ever seen in the Kenya Cup in recent years.
We're heading into the final 23 minutes of the match. KCB just beginning to assert their dominance. This is Dominic Osino with the scrum feed for Quins. Another massive drive from the KCB forwards, looking to force the turnover. It's not going to happen because that ball has been secured by Peter Misango. There's a bit of argy-bargy there as the KCB forwards just making themselves busy. The ball eventually cleared. Well, it isn't. It is claimed by Rocky Aguko. Lost his footing for a moment, but keeps possession. He was isolated, still is. He presents the ball. The bulking frame of Andrew Monde is there. The ball eventually being claimed. If only we can get a better shot. That is Peter Carrier at scrum half. Oscar Simiu with the diving attempt at claiming that ball. He does well to keep it alive for KCB. Wanjala playing it out wide. But KCB have been penalized. Oscar Simiu guilty of not rolling away.
Guilty of not actually releasing the ball when he was tackled. Osino with a quick tap. Aguero. Once again, the ball handling there from the Quins team, very poor, and they actually have to clean up there. Frank Wanyama.
That's Osino. Plays it through to Paul Kioko. Melvin Vairo just arriving to secure the rack, but KCB forced the turnover. That is Francis Muita. He is surging forward. Francis Muita getting ever so close to the try line. Michael Wanjala. Moses Ndungu is playing the advantage. Are we seeing a capitulation from Quins, or are we seeing KCB just beginning to play with their tails up?
Yes, it looks like that KCB have their tails up here. Quins yet to get out of there. Have only gotten out of the 22 once in this first half period, and they were able to score that try through Peter Misango, but they are literally chasing this game. And Quins with a 21-point buffer as we enter into the final 20 minutes of this encounter at the Lions Den in Ruaraka.
It is another penalty and another stab at goal from Jacob Oje. Well, Jacob Oje has had a pretty decent day from the kicking tee.
Latest score from the Kakamega Showground is that Cabras have extended their lead to 20 points to 11. So it's nip and tuck there at the Showground in Kakamega. Jacob Oje lines up this penalty attempt for the Bankers.
He has so far managed 4 out of 5 kicks this afternoon. 3 penalties, 3 conversions and a penalty. Make that 3 conversions and 2 penalties. He extends the score for KCB. 32-8, 19 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka.
Good take there from KCB. Quins not putting pressure on the kicker, but they're able to get the defensive line sorted out. Peter Waitere carries the ball a couple of meters. Wanjala finds Mosetti. That pass from Wanjala to Mosetti wasn't the best, but Quins are able to retrieve that ball. Herman Humwa. Humwa offloading the ball there to Frank Wanyama. And good interplay coming from the 2 Quins players there, but just not able to finish it. Referee says that there was a handling error, and it's going to be scrambled to the visitors, who trail by 32 points to 8 in this semi-final. Dominic Osino with the scrum put in for Quins. Osino is able to get the ball out now to Eden Agero. Agero switches his play, finds Pius Shiundu. Shiundu.
Well, that was brilliant interplay between Agero and Shiundu. This is Agero once again. Frank Wanyama is surging close. Eric Shikuku, he is being closed in. He does well to beat his first defender, keeping the ball alive. Brian Obuaya for Kenya Harlequins. This is a good spell of play for Quins. Patrice Agunda is just being slowed down there by Griffin Musila. Quins looking to stay in this match. They have 17 minutes to overturn the deficit. Agero hesitates with the pass, elects to go into contact. He presents the ball. Or does he? He doesn't. Difficult for him to release it off the floor. KCB are penalized.
Eric Shikuku there should have actually looked to get a pass. Now, what options do Quins have? Do they go for the quick tap, or do they go for a scrum? Patrice Agunda there consulting with the rest of the senior players at Quins. They've opted to go to tap this ball. Osino, Quins here trying to get a second try. Malcolm Monsando is in the fray. Dominic Osino changes direction. Who does he find? He finds Tony Mutai. It's Quins asking questions of the KCB defense. Can they get a try here for the Ngong Road outfit? On Sando, pushed back, but is able to present the ball to Osino. Herman Humwa presents the ball to Peter Misango. Misango is taken a few meters back. Sustained pressure from Quins here. Dominic, it's actually Eden Aguero, and Aguero goes over the whitewash. Eden Aguero goes over the whitewash for Quins, the second try of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 32 points to 13. Sustained pressure there by the Quins forwards. And good play coming in from Osino, and finally he gets Eden Aguero using his speed and his vision to go over the whitewash. And that takes the score now to 32-13. Remember, the halftime score was 19-3. So 13 points have been added by KCB in the second half, and 10 have been added by Quins. And
Osino slices that kick. It remains 32-13. 15 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. And as it so stands, it is looking like the Kenya Cup final will be in Kakamega. Mwamba still trailing Kabras Sugar by 20 points to 11. While here it is KCB with a 19-point lead over Quins, 32-13, 15 minutes to play. That was Dominic Osino, played it to Eden Aguero. He had the vision to exploit that gap and just stretch over the chalk for that 5-pointer. Shaban Ahmed on for the final quarter of an hour. With the restart there, it just bounces past Tony Mtai, but is still cleaned up by the Quins forwards. This is Dominic Osino with the box kick. The bounce of the ball eventually is in favor of Michael Wanjala for KCB. Jacob Oje plays it close to Brian Nikuli, the former Quins man. Shaban Ahmed with the dummy and eventually slicing through the Quins defense, backing himself to go all the way. There was a hint of a high tackle there, it doesn't matter. The ball is kept alive by KCB. Griffin Musila is going to go over the chalk for, well, he doesn't. A bit presumptuous of us in our commentary there, but Griffin Musila was try-bound.
Looked like to have actually gone over the whitewash there, but
that
held
was up. Desperate defense from Quins. You have to give it to them. Griffin Musila slowed down by Daudi Semwami. He has had a good game for Quins and eventually cleaned up by Tony Mutai, just saving the day there for Quins.
Yeah, literally saving the day for the visitors. To me looked like a certain try for Harlequins. I mean for KCB, I beg your pardon. But the score still stands at 32-13, and with 13 and a half minutes remaining, you would say that KCB have one foot in the final. They led 19-3 at the interval. Good work there from Michael Wanjala, linking up very well with the forwards. And news just coming in is that Kisumu RFC are back in the Kenya Cup after 3 years, or is it 4 years? They have beaten Catholic Monks by 14 points to 11 in sudden death. And opportunity beckoning here for KCB as they attempt to get another try here. Wanjala, short pass. Can they go over the whitewash? The bunkers. And lost the ball there, and it's advantage to Quins. And Frank Wanyama finds it to Pius Shundu, and Wanyama with a costly error. And the referee has brought it back. Quins with a turnover, but just poor execution with the passing, which has been the story of the afternoon so far for them. There you catch a glimpse of some of the fans who've come to watch this game here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB leading by 32 points to 13, and it's going to be a scramble. Dominic Osino. So Osino with the scrum put in for the visitors. Linus Kinuth just saying that there will be a scrum reset. Substitutions: Moses Amusala, Brian Nyikuli and Shaban Ahmed for Oscar Sorano, Peter Waitere and Ken Mosetti. So Sorano, actually Dominic Osino with the scrum put in. And Osino, and once again a costly error there from Harlequins. Ball was lost, and it's Brian Nyikuli, former Kenya Simbas international, who's come off the bench with that ball there. Peter Misango has worked hard there at the back of that row, but at the back row, but he's not been able to get the turnover, and instead it will be a KCB ball. 9.5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. So KCB with the scrum put in. Osino, and it's KCB. Michael Wanjala. Brian Nyikuli shrugging off Osino, but the referee says that there was a handling error, and it's going to be advantage to Quins, who are chasing this game. And they're trailing by 19 points with 8 minutes remaining to the end of this encounter.
And William Juguna, obviously the results from the championship must be exciting. Rugby back in Western Kenya, Kisumu and Western Bulls back in the Kenya Cup for the 2019-2020 season. I must tell you, I'm excited about that.
Yes, very exciting news. Western Kenya will have now 3 teams in the Kenya Cup. Lots of derbies to look forward to in Kisumu and in Kakamega between Kisumu RFC, Western Bulls, and Cabras Sugar.
Scrum feed there eventually claimed. This is Peter Misango driving forward for Quins, but they're playing deep in their half. 8 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. A carry there from Malcolm Onsando. Carries that ball forward. Just wonder why Quins not attempting to look for territory. Eden Aguero scored the try for Quins. He's just curtailed there by Peter Kilonzo, but the ball in the possession of Daudi Semwami. Referee Moses Ndungu had called for the infringement. The ball had traveled forward as he attempted to play it to Daudi Semwami.
There was a forward pass there from Eden Aguero, and missed opportunity there for Quins. Aguero should have looked for territory. So Kenya Harlequins 15th season petering out here. A season which promised so much now coming to an end. Their next assignment probably will be the National 7 Circuit in July. With 6 minutes remaining, it looks like KCB are marching to their 3rd consecutive Kenya Cup final.
That's Wanjala plays the ball to Adam Shaban. Ahmed Shaban, I beg your pardon. Is another contest on the floor there. Penalty advantage is with Quins. KCB just happy to while away the minutes. They have a healthy 19-point buffer against Kenya Harlequin. This is Tony Mtai just turning back the years there. Former Kenya international. Patrice Agunda. It's been a hard worker for Quins all afternoon. Dominic Osino. That was Alex Olaba to Frank Wanyama. This is Agunda once again. The Quins captain has led by example this afternoon, has covered virtually every inch of this field, operating from the back row. Osino. This is Agero. Beautiful inside pass there. Semwami. KCB forced the turnover and inevitably it was Andrew Amonde. Moses Samsale is on the field to play. This is Vincent Onyala. Steals that ball and is racing clear. Vincent Onyala with the change of direction. He has a man in support, Isaac Njoroge. Isaac Njoroge is going to go over for his brace. KCB taking the score to 37-13.
Good play there from Vincent Onyala. Knew that he had Isaac Njoroge in support. And that probably will be the icing on the cake for the Bunkers. That takes the score to 37 points to 13. Vincent Onyala just spinning his ears down, scooting away, burning those lungs, sidestepping. Despite the attempts of Eric Shikuku, Isaac Njoroge, who was sent to the sin bin, goes over the whitewash for his second try of the afternoon. And KCB add on more misery to Quins here as Jacob Oje lines up the conversion kick.
And as we speak, Cabras have just secured their place in the final. We will be going to Kakamega next weekend. They have beaten Mwamba 23-11, and they certainly will be playing against KCB. Jacob Oje just confirming the score here for KCB. His conversion takes the score to 39-13, 4 minutes to play. So we can assuredly tell you that next weekend's final will be in Kakamega, KCB versus Cabras for the Kenya Cup title. You can see the hard work that was done here by Vincent Onyala, setting up Isaac Njoroge for his second try of the game. Jacob Oje sure with the conversion.
The restart.
That was a bit messy, but eventually claimed once again. George Gishure coming on for the final minutes of this match.
It's coming for Curtis Lilako.
This is Peter Kilonzo, just carries that ball forward. And remember, tomorrow there is rugby action at this very ground in the Women's League, the 15-a-side version of the game. So if you're keen for rugby on a Sunday afternoon, KCB Sports Club is the place to be.
Yes, the franchise competition, the Aberdeen Shikoi Cup, enters, I think, week 3. And the ball is retrieved there by KCB, who are playing with so much freedom as OJ just shrugs off a couple of KCB defenders. He's held up. He's able to present the ball to Michael Wanjala as
Andromonde loses that ball the ball on the tackle, but the referee playing the advantage. And as we're coming towards the closing stages of this match, just want to thank Azu Topshata for his updates. He was feeding us with live updates from the Cabras Mwamba game. Thank you very much. We do hope that we will see you tomorrow. But for now, the action remains in this semi-final encounter. KCB leading by 39 points to 13. 2.5 minutes remaining here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Another line-out throw for KCB, just looking to finish this match with a bang. They have certainly grown over the past 15 minutes. Oliver Mangeni with that safe take in the air. Wanjala to Jacob Oje. Jacob Oje His movement is curtailed by Patrice Agunda. This is Griffin Musila. Griffin Musila, another try for KCB. They go into the 40s here. Current score 44-13. Right at the death, Griffin Musila scores off the line out.
And KCB responding with so much determination following last week's defeat against Impala, where they lost by 11 points to 10. That takes the score now to 44 points to 13. And Jacob Oje did all the hard work, but Griffin Musila was able to shimmy his way and get over the whitewash. So that takes the score now to 44 points to 13. With a conversion kick to come, will this be the last passage of play by Linus Kinuthia as he awaits the conversion kick by Jacob Oje, who's been almost inch perfect with the kicks this afternoon by the bunkers. The 80 minutes are up. KCB are marching on to their third consecutive Kenya Cup final. And Oje's kick is successful. That takes the score now to 46-13. There will be a time for a restart here by Eden Agero. It's won there by David Sumwami. Ugandan presents the ball to Dominic Osino. Osino finds Peter Misango. Brian Obwaya presents that ball to Dominic Osino again. Patrice Agunda presents the ball there to Osino. Osino finds Eden Agero. Agero, Alex Olaba, Frank Wanyama. Wanyama carries the ball a couple of almost 5-6 meters ahead. Malcolm Onsando dragged down by the KCB defense. Osino, Agero, Pius Shundu. Quins with a decent spell of possession, but it's just mere crumbs. It's consolation time. Obwaya tackled back there by Francis Muita and George Gishure. Tony Mutai. And they lose the ball once again. Quins, after all the hard work, Michael Wanjala puts the ball downfield.
And that's a big kick downfield. The work is with Eric Shikuku. Loses his footing as he claims that ball.
He's isolated.
KCB looking to force the turnover, but the Quins players are in possession there. That's good clean-up work from Quins. Coming to the rescue of Eric Shikuku as he lost his footing. KCB looking for that ball. Can they get into the 50s? Has certainly been a case of turning on the style in the second half for KCB. Quins were in it, but over the last couple of minutes have conceded a number of soft tries, William Juguna.
Yes, actually trailing 19-3 at halftime, they were able to bring it to 19-8. And even at 22-8, you could probably think that this game was not over, but the bunkers really tightened up things and were able to put this game to bed as David Temwami tries to go past his opposite number there. Vincent Onyala, and Onyala takes the ball, but the referee has called it back for an infringement. So advantage swinging back to Quins here. What can they do? They hope to run the ball from their half. Alex Olaba. Osino. Misango. It's Quins asking questions about, but it's pretty much consolation time for them. They have pretty much been second best, suffering their third defeat here against the champions KCB. Eden Agueros skips past one. Quins just trying, not electing to go into contact. Osino. Misango. It's been a good second half substitute. Has been able to take on the KCB forwards. Osino again. Peter Misango, actually Patrice Agunda. Misango, actually Dominic Osino is able to present the ball here. Edward Oseko carries the ball for a couple of meters ahead. And the bunkers now trying to get the turnover. Osino, who does he have in support? Gives the ball to Eric Shikuku. Shikuku with a kick downfield. And ball will be won by KCB. Up to go now for the counter here. Njoroge tried to dummy his way. And the referee playing injury time here in this encounter. This game is well and truly over. KCB leading by 46 points to 13. They were leading 19-3 at halftime. So they've added 27 points to Quins' 10 as the two fans compare the notes. So it's going to be a scramble to Quins or to KCB. So the final is assured. It will be next week Saturday at the Kakamega Showground between Cabral Sugar and KCB. It's a rematch of last year's final, the 2017 final and the 2015 final. These two clubs have met in the finals for the last 4 years. And Peter Kilonzo just boots the ball into touch. And that is game, set and match. KCB have beaten Harlequins by 46 points to 13. And they are through to their third consecutive Kenya Cup final here. The final for the very first time will be played outside Nairobi at the Kakamega Showground after Cabras Sugar have beaten Mwamba by 23 points to 11. So the final, mark it down in your diaries. We will be live and exclusive on Bamba Sport from the Forest next weekend in Kakamega. KCB have just beaten Quins by 46 points to 13. And to the winners, the spoils of war. Cabras and KCB await each other in the final next week. So the final score, KCB 46, Kenya Harlequins 13, as we take you through the highlights of the first half.
As you just go through the highlights of the fixture that has just ended in favor of KCB, 46-13 the full-time score. KCB making their way to the Kenya Cup final for a third year in a row. And they will once again meet Cabras Sugar. And this is how the action was in this fixture. That is part of the action in the first half. This was that moment. Isaac Njoroge went over to put KCB 12-0 up. Over to Caroline Kamande pitchside.
Well, that marks the end of the Kenya Cup semi-final clash that was here at the Ruaraka grounds. KCB have taken the game 46-13. Now let's have a listen to what the Quins coach, has to say after this game. Coach, tough game, tough grounds. You knew this game was going to be tough even before you started the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. KCB are quality side, and again, if like I said last week, if you make the sort of mistakes that we were making in the game, then you're not going to recover. And as I said, against a quality side like KCB, if you make those sort of mistakes, they're going to punish you. And the scoreboard says it all. You know, we just didn't come to the party. It's really disappointing. Missed our tackles, failed to execute, drop passes. You can't play rugby that way, and especially in a semi-final, as I say, you know, you get what you deserved, and we got maybe even less than what we deserved, 46 points.
Coach, do you feel like your boys were a bit wasteful with the ball?
Yeah, definitely. We were wasteful with the ball, forward passes, knock-ons, everything. You know, it was just a bad show, very amateurish sort of show. But again, you know, it's back to the drawing board. It's been a tough season. I think we just need to improve the preparations. They're not really good this season. If we improve that, then the performances will improve. So it's just about ticking the boxes from the word go.
Yeah, and then coach, mentally, how do you encourage the boys after this?
No, I think it's they just must stew it in, you know, just the way they celebrate victories, they must cry and wallow in their self-pity, let them feel the pain. They must remember this pain so that they don't endure it again. Otherwise it can become a habit, and if you allow losing to become a habit, then you're in big problems and you'll struggle to recover. I mean, it's in any sport. So let them stew on it. There'll be nothing, let them enjoy their loss, so to speak, just for lack of better words. And then it's back to the drawing board. Some hard decisions need to be made in terms of how we prepare, in terms of how we do things, and sort of which players are we going to retain and which players are we going to let go. You know, maybe we just don't have the caliber of players to tackle, and maybe that's why we need to look around.
No, thank you so much, coach, and all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Now let's talk to the winning coach, Curtis Olago. Curtis, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about the first half. There's a bit of touchline mess. What exactly was happening?
Those are moments of madness. As coaches carry a lot of pressure in with this inside of us, and sometimes you just let it go by talking. But it's a moment of madness, but it's easy.
Now, coach, you had a player down. Did you feel like he was fit to carry on with the game?
That's something we are going to check during the week. Yeah, but like I said, it's done. You know, it's done. Yeah.
Okay, so now you're going to Kakamega to face Cabras Sugar for the finals. I'm sure you're excited about this. But what from this game are you going to take away and improve on?
There are a few things that I've seen off the ball, lack of concentration. We have moments of lack of concentration, which we are going to sort out and pick it up from there. Yeah.
Congratulations, coach, and all the best in the finals. See you in Kakamega. Yeah. Well, now let's have a look at the highlights of this game.
Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray. Federer had 733 wins in 1,111 matches, for the best among active players.
Que sea tu familia en la que te acompañe en este momento. Un fortísimo aplauso para Marta Tornel y para Leo Ferrer Tornel.
Federer spoke for several minutes in a ceremony to honor him, thanking everyone who helped his career, with his wife and son by his side.
Damian Lillard had 32 points